What can't be fleeting?
And then you're letting him lead you. It doesn't matter how you feel.
Saying he's led by God, but you feel like God is not telling y'all that. Do you still follow him?
You said something interesting, Ish. You just said like men don't think the way that women do. So it almost sounds like you don't fully trust their expertise. So how could you successfully be led by
So the
women?
majority of men don't have kids. Y'all are picking wrong. Y'all are literally picking the minority.
Every man that's on this panel, y'all have more kids than all of us women.
51% of black men are single and childless.
Excuses for the statistics. The statistics don't bode well in your favor. So you say things like, okay, are they shooting blanks? Or they
because men, I don't feel like men are overall passive aggressive. The majority of men. Do you think that silence is that passive aggressive? Because we will do that.
Yeah, because there's niggas that'll use that as a way to trigger a woman. Like, because a lot of time a woman will tell you, like, when you're silent, it makes me feel like I'm ignored. So a nigga will do that intentionally.
Yeah, no, I'm just because I didn't agree with the passive aggressive part until Mary said that. I'm like, okay, I can see men and be like, you know what? I ain't saying nothing else. Will unsubscribing from the Democratic Party help fix Black America?
Let's just unsubscribe. No, you got to know why.
I don't think so. That's the only thing that get black people together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Wow.
Like that.
What I think will fix is if black people truly understood politics.
Because for a guy, because listen, it's so many different reasons for a man to want to hang out with his friends.
Adrian, I'm not gonna let that slide. I heard you. Why do you think that it's older single women who share that opinion?
Sometimes that's the case. There has to be
Explain
balance.
what White History Month is.
It's honoring the achievements of the greatest ethnic group in human history.
Wow.
I think all of that shit deserves a put them in the bathroom.
Would you rather have a whore of a daughter or a gay son?
Let's see here.
bruh.
Because if she's a hoe, that ain't my problem. Hell, she just be a hoe. Shit.
That's a whore. Definitely. Like,
yeah, is going to college a waste of time?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't think for biology.
It's ridiculous.
And can I just piggyback on that?
Read this for me, Q.
Okay, $5 super chat from Omega Green. Depends. Go for STEM, medical or law. However, if you go for BS degrees like communications, is that supposed to be policies? Or
poli-sci, political science.
Poli-sci, okay. Yeah. Or criminal justice, it's wasted time.
Final thought.
When you take a man's time, it's like taking his money. When you take a man's money, it's like taking his time. Simply put, we want something for it. If you're not interested, don't go out. Sis, hit me up. Let's clear your coochie balance.
Do women, should they still be covered by men? Do women need to understand what it takes for men to feel like they should be covered by men?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, women don't value men anymore, and it's evident.
For women to admit that they're not equal to their men, women have to come to that conclusion that you are not equal to your man. Are you for spanking? Let's go around the room, yes or no. Q, you for spanking?
Absolutely.
Age.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so big kids don't get spankings?
You gotta fight them niggas.
There's no difference between divorced women and single mothers. The man will, in both circumstances, suffer comparably with no benefit to himself. The benefits don't outweigh the cost.
But it's still better to go with someone who hasn't gone through that. It's still better to not choose them.
Have men been getting over on household duties all this time?
Listen, but I don't touch a trash bag to save my life.
So let me ask you, could you and your wife switch roles in what you do versus what for that person hold y'all back or let y'all go?
Physically, can't nobody hold me back.
Ain't no such thing as a fair fight. But Ish, What can't be fleeting?
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Direction, choose your own path.
Don't just wear anything. Wear garments that mean something. We got hats. We got sweatshirts. We got jackets. We even got hoodies. Let's not forget our classic tees. Direction, choose your own path.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Perfect.
Yo, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. DJ HAMP, the same people in the building. Welcome to This Might Be Risky Wednesday original show. Mr. Fantastic, what's good?
Yo, what up?
How are you? Everything golden?
Brother. Hey, man. Living life.
Uh-huh. So you made it back home safe and all that. That's a blessing. How everything goes, kosher?
Yeah, everything good, man. They got we'll see what the result is of the assessment or whatever that they tested next week.
Word. All praise to the Most High. You heard? Perfect. Strada, SPS in the building. What's shaking?
Perfect. Good with it.
Everything's awesome, man. How you?
Good. Bless.
When can we catch the live show? Let the people know.
Perfect.
Yeah, so Tuesday we got Real Talk with the Bros at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday we got the Raw Bunch panel style, and then Sunday we got back on that BS. All this.
Perfect.
Yeah. Mods, make sure you're on your job. Make sure we rotate all the content creators' links in the chat because this shit ain't easy. You heard?
Perfect.
Job, what up? We need an update.
What you need an update on? I got a lot of going on. What you need an update on?
Everything.
Perfect.
Everything. Shit, man. Turned 39 a couple days ago, man. So, it's a blessing to be here. Considering where I was a couple months ago, man. God is good for sure. I told y'all the film is we moving forward. The pre-production meeting is this week with the producers. So trying to get everything figured out, the location, how we gonna market this thing. Because I think the last time I didn't do a good job of marketing the project, so this time I'm taking it more serious, making sure that people get to see what it is, what's happening before it happens. I spent the last 3 days, man, painting my downstairs rooms. We're gonna do some in-person shows, man. So I'm trying to get the room ready for us. So when we start, the super gang get together, man, the backdrop of represent the super style. You feel me? So what's going on?
Indeed, man. Make sure y'all go tap in with Sha on IG. Written by A. Rashad, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Perfect. Get familiar, man. When he take off, he on the moon. It's gonna be hard to reach him. Dr. G, what's popping?
Perfect.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
What's going on? How you feeling? Better, I hope?
Nah, it's all good. We just work. How you though?
I'm grand. Thank you for asking.
Indeed. What we got shaking? What's good?
Shit like that.
Same old. I'm very excited. I just sold 1,500 books for each of the books. So, I have 2. And I just got an order for 1,500 copies of each from a school district. I'm just over the moon. That is...
What's up, man? See, that bribery paid off. Perfect. Okay. That's what's up, man. Congratulations on that, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Aaliyah, girl, are we got the same kind of style vibe going on tonight? The high ponytail and what we doing?
So. We look cute.
Yeah, man. Y'all got the Princess Layla.
Perfect.
It's not the Princess Leia because she has 2 buns on the side.
Oh shit. My bad. Same shit though. Leah, what up?
What's happening? What's going on? Hi, everybody. How y'all doing?
Doing all right. We doing all right, man. How you? Everything golden?
Yep, everything's good. Had a good day today. So
That's
I'm
what's
feeling
up.
good.
That's
I'm
what's
happy
up.
to be here.
Indeed, you pulling a double too. I like it. Indeed. August, what up, baby?
What's down with it?
Ain't shit, man. You don't got your channel name up there. You just got August Moore, man.
That's where they can find me. Yeah, that's where I'm at. You can just type in August Moore, you're gonna find me. You can Google August Moore, you're gonna find me.
Say less. August been doing, I think, 3 videos a day?
Damn near, yeah.
It ain't no joke, baby. Make sure y'all go tap in, man.
Shit like that.
You know, he did a hell of a review on the show we did a couple weeks ago, Dr. G, with us, Sherelle, 2K, about the Sherelle premise and all that.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely go watch that, man.
Yeah,
you're going to lose some Facebook friends, but you be all right. Turn on the AC. What's popping?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, bro.
You chilling? Are you driving or you riding?
I'm riding.
Where you headed?
To pick up my car.
Oh, what happened to your shit?
I left it at the dealership.
Why?
Because I felt like it, bro. Let's move on.
Wow. Fuck out of here. Perfect. Yo, let's get it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, there's a jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show.
I like that shit, folks.
So the Tokyo 4 in the building who made them tunes for me. If you need one for you, get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with him, or you can get in touch with him directly, man. Let's get it. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all participate in the poll and the goal. You heard? Pause. Let's get it, man. Everybody feeling good? Y'all all right? Tiff, what up?
Hey, him. Hey, y'all.
What's shaking? Everybody good? Y'all all right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, hit the like button, man. So I've been thinking about this. Have we been having any conversations upwards of 3 years now since I've been around? Mr. Fantastic can correct me if I'm wrong. It's been kind of just the conversation about our relationships from our purview when we have been adults, maybe since 2014, 15, when I say people our age started to get involved, Mr. Fantastic. Is that fair in terms of the internet?
Yeah.
You know, I found a video that I'm going to play from the 1970s with a very similar conversation happening regarding relationships between us, you know? And I'm thinking about the reason why I named it chicken or the egg, because I'm trying to figure out what came first and what are we mostly focused on. The word symptom comes to mind. Everybody know the definition of a symptom? They can't, it's audible, so you got to make sure you say your nods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Can somebody give me the definition of a symptom, please, Dr. G? In
Why
your
did
word.
Why did I know that it was going to be me? So, a symptom is sort of a reaction or something that you get based on something else that occurred. So, something occurred, and then a symptom is the reaction to that occurrence, right? It's what happens as a result of something else.
Anybody disagree?
No.
It's pretty solid.
Okay. Good. So let me just read it, right, to make sure we're all on the same page. I tend to agree, Ms. Dr. G. So a symptom, noun, a physical or mental feature which is regarded as indicating a condition of disease, particularly such a feature that is apparent to the patient. I think Dr. G is pretty spot on. Salute to that.
I like that shit, Fo.
So when we look at the state of our relationships, are we too busy assessing the symptoms? Are we actually addressing the root cause of why we are where we are? Mr. Fantastic, you got in the ring several times. Shout out to that. You ever see this? Anybody watching a fight, somebody do this and then punch him with this hand? You ever see that?
Yeah.
So there's another thing like a feint, right? You can feint with your head, you can feint with your legs, you can feint with your body, you can feint with your arms, right? But that's nothing. I want you to react to this so I can hit you with this. What I'm trying to assess is, are we just talking about feints? Are we just talking about symptoms? Are we just talking about this shit that you only do to people you don't respect? Are we so focused on this and we keep getting hit with this and we wonder why nothing is getting remedied? What y'all think? Yes or no will suffice for this part. What you think?
No. No.
Shada?
Yes.
Shah.
Hell yes.
Dr. G.
Absolutely.
Aliyah.
Yes.
August.
Yes.
Okay, Arnold getting his car. Tiff.
Yes.
Okay. Hit the like button, hit the like button. Let me show you guys this, right? Have you guys heard the reference to Reaganomics?
Yeah.
Do we actually know what's included in Reaganomics?
Well, you have your trickle down theory. Then with
Yes or no? Does everybody know?
Not all of it.
Okay, you want to go through it real quick? 'Cause I want to make sure that we're on the same page. So this
Yeah,
conversation
go
got to be substantive.
Yeah, go through it all because I think everybody's familiar with the economics aspect of it and
Okay.
what's name, but not what's name.
So I kind of focused on the economic aspect. So if you guys are saying this, right, with decorum, you can unmute to add anything, okay? Because everybody's small pause on the other side, so I can't quite see everybody. So I just did a quick chat GPT and I asked it to kind of give me a brief breakdown, you know? So large tax cuts, one of them, right? Now, one thing it did say is one of the misnomers is that Reaganomics was large tax cuts for the top percent, but it actually had tax cuts for everybody. So that they said that's one misconception of Reaganomics. Let me know if it's too slow for me to read through it, but I'm gonna start reading through it. All right. So one large tax cuts. The centerpiece was cutting taxes, especially income and corporate taxes. Economy Recovery Act tax of 1981 cut the top income tax rate from 70 to 50%, and later reforms lowered it to 28%. The theory behind it: lower taxes, more investment in production, economic growth, eventually more jobs and revenue. So far, so good?
Yeah.
All right. 2K, what's popping, baby?
Hey, what's the word, man? Hello to the panel. How y'all doing?
What's happening?
Shout out to all the good people. Tip, hey.
Let's get it. 2, deregulation. Reagan pushed to Reduce government regulations on industries. Examples: banking, airlines, energy, telecommunications. The goal was to reduce compliance costs, allow businesses to expand faster, increase competition. 3, reducing growth of government spending. The administration tried to slow domestic spending, especially social programs. However, defense spending increased heavily during the Cold War. So overall, federal spending still rose, but the mix shifted towards the military. Tight monetary policies. Reagan supported the Federal Reserve anti-inflation policy led by Paul Volcker. Key actions: high interest rates, reduce inflation from the 1970s crisis levels. This caused a short recession early in the 1980s, followed by strong growth later in the decade. Supply side economics. Reagan is often associated with supply side economics. The core idea was economic growth comes from increasing the supply of goods and services, not just boosting consumer demand. Supporters argue lower taxes plus fewer regulations equals more investment in productivity. But the critics argue benefits flow disproportionately to the wealthy and increase deficits. So the key outcomes, positive results often cited were strong economic growth after 1983, inflation dropped dramatically, millions of jobs were created, but the criticisms were federal deficits grew sharply, national debt increased, income inequality widened. What y'all think? Is there anything else we need to add, Mr. Fantastic?
No.
Okay.
Well, I just real quick, the context of Volcker. So Paul Volcker was the Fed chair at the time, I think, and because he was going through the recession, I don't think a lot of people understand the ramifications of that. So he did what had to be done. So that's why it was extremely rough. Letting interest rates actually go through the proper cycle, and that was a real unpopular thing. But that literally turned or kept the 1980s from being what we saw in 2008.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question that may be unfair, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. When these things happen, this particular facet of Reaganomics, what were the effects on people that look like us? So one thing I heard that was obvious standing out to me, which could be kind of a layman point, is the income disparity gap widened, right? But did that hurt people or it just widened because of the tax cuts? You see, because we'll hear widen like something happened to people of lower incomes, or was it rather the tax cuts? They were largely beneficial to people who are getting a lot of money. Doesn't mean it hurt the lower income levels.
It definitely didn't hurt the lower income because I know for a fact in the 80s was the biggest factory and people had some of the best jobs they ever could have had. So both of my parents had great factory jobs and making great money for that time. So that definitely wasn't a thing. But like you said, I think people were more so looking at the top and seeing the money that they were getting because they were at the top and not actually assessing where it was for everybody else.
See, that's
Question for clarity.
That's
real quick, Charlie, if you don't mind parting, so brother. What was the economic environment at the time? Were we in inflation? Were we good? Were we down in terms of the cost of things? Because that's important for me to answer this next part.
Well, Strada, before you get to that, I want to go to directly what Mr. Fantastic just said. Manufacturing took a loss. It literally manufacturing took a loss during Reaganomics. So why Mr. Fantastic said it was stable. It literally was destable. A lot of manufacturing jobs went overseas. That's when it started happening. Okay.
It's not true. Yeah, that's not true, Shad. That didn't happen until Bush.
Yeah,
that didn't happen until Bush, bro.
Let's do Chat GPT because I'm looking at Chat GPT right now. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah, Shad, I think it's early 2000, late 90s.
Bro, I'm telling you for sure.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's Chat GPT real quick. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm looking at it right now. That's why I brought it up.
And Shad, I can agree that
you muted Hamp if you talking. Hamp if you talking and you muted.
My apologies. So I actually have that slide pulled up, right? So does it make sense for us to expedite to that slide? Yeah. I have that a Chat GPT pulled up, right? Because you did mention the manufacturing and such, right? So here's what I looked up for that part specifically. This was my prompt, right? When can we document the beginning of absence of fatherless Black homes and why, right?
Wow.
So give me this range. 1970 to 1990s is where we really start to see the impact. So on this particular slide, I saw that. Let me see. Now, a large part of the information that comes from this slide is the Monahan report, and I know there's a argument or critique about that report I just want to acknowledge that, right? So this one here. So the economic changes. Now remember, this is saying late 60s from the 70s to the 90s, right? So 2K did say 90s, right? But it does include this whole period, about 40 years. And one of the economic changes was the loss of industrial jobs in cities.
Facts.
So that is cited for the time period that Shad is bringing into the conversation.
Yeah, but that's really broad and no context, because I know for a fact and for sure the Ford plants, the GM plants, all of those things were heavy in the 90s. Those were still great in factory jobs. I'm telling you, and where I'm from, and most people were, you didn't need a degree. This was pre-degree requirement for a decent living. So you could say that maybe they started the process of that, but I know for sure, and all of us being the age that we were, you didn't see mass exodus of jobs going overseas until I was probably in high school, bro. Now I'm not,
So I just typed in Chat GPT. When was damn, I can't say the word. Deindustrialization the highest. The peak period in the United States occurred roughly between 1979 and the early 90s.
But okay, so what you're saying, that's not Reaganomics. What really we need to be honest about is a lot of what NAFTA did. It wasn't until NAFTA where a lot of the jobs were sent overseas. Reaganomics had an effect on the Black community, but not to the extreme that we would like to put it.
Yeah,
we've had.
So Tiff, let me do this. Let me do this real quick. So I don't want to get caught up on too much of that part. So I use Reaganomics as an umbrella. Okay, so I apologize ahead of time, right? Because I want to name everybody. I just think Reaganomics has the coolest ring to it. Yeah. Okay.
But you being from Mississippi, you know, like this one we were still thriving. Matter of fact, this was the last time we thrived. We had the fruit balloon plants, we had all the fish factories and everything. Like, and then after that, like the early 2000s, that's when she just went downhill, bro, because they took all the factory jobs.
And just to I guess piggyback on what 2K saying, I know that for sure, and I'm saying the same thing for Macon, bro. You had several factory jobs. Well, people were making $30 an hour, bro. That was there up until, like he said, that early 2000 range. But then after that, it was just all downhill, bro, and it never returned.
Let me ask a clarifying question. Go ahead, Tiff.
You know what I'm saying? You would have to, like, if we're going to be honest, you have to look at NAFTA. And NAFTA destabilized a lot of jobs, not only factory jobs, a lot of call center jobs.
Well, what we need to know is the year. We need to know the year.
The North American Free Trade Act, it should be, pull it up.
Free trade agreement. Yeah, free trade agreement would have been a Bush thing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, wish I would have it before y'all say it. It makes the conversation go smoother. That's why I looked it up before I said it.
It's 2004, right?
Okay, so what it is stop introducing that, right? I've already clarified. We just need the years, right? We need the years
92.
because we need to know. Okay, 92. Thank you. Because we need to know when. Okay. So under Bush, right? So we need to just understand when the destabilization happened. Again, I use Reaganomics as a banner, right? Don't get so caught up on that part. Okay. So, all right. So I also tend to 2K and Mr. Fantastic agree with Shad, maybe because my presupposition was to assume that it started in the 70s, right? And what I looked up, it acknowledges the 70s. You guys saying the brunt of it was more in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I don't think that destroys our conversation, because we understand that era of epidemic is what, probably mid 80s to mid 90s, right? Essentially. So I think we're still solid.
At least.
So I guess I want to clarify, because I want to make sure that the points why it was being said matter. So, Mr. Fantastic, what was the main reason that you needed to make that clarification?
As far as
just like the industrial thing.
Oh yeah, because that's a major part of it. The industrial part was because, like I said, that's what was a major source of jobs for Black people. Being that, you know what I'm saying, that was the best job you could have. The best job you could have, like 2K said, for their area would have been like a plant job. That's why the plant, right? Working at the plant. So everybody could get out of high school, and if you had somebody that knew somebody, nepotism, you get a good job coming straight out of high school with no need for a college degree.
Got you. Okay. So in Connecticut, we have a plant called Pratt and Whitney. They do like airplane stuff, I believe.
Oh, that's huge.
That's like a huge thing in Connecticut. If you're working at Pratt and Whitney, you got a job. So even now, people brag about that. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just going to say, even when we talk about it, if you look at the timing, if you have 1992, the introduction of NAFTA, and then 1994, the introduction of the crime bill, it kind of coincides with the decline.
I think what we are doing, we all basically just adding on pieces where the decline started, and it started before what Tiff is talking about, but then there are additional events that happen that continue the decline. It's interesting that we didn't mention the war on drugs and mass incarceration when we talked about that.
I was about to
And
go there
Iran
next.
Contra.
But that's the crime bill. Iran
No, that's
Contra
before the crime bill.
Before the crime bill.
War on
No,
drugs,
the crime bill. So in 86 to 88.
I
That's
linked
right.
them. It's a link.
Sure, there's a
It's
link, but we're
before.
talking about but we're talking about when did it start? That was the
All right,
actual
so-
question. When did it begin?
Yeah, so,
it wasn't in the 90s.
Okay,
To
so let's
answer
do
this
this. Let me-
original question.
Let me
Okay.
do this real
Go
quick,
ahead.
right? Because what it is I try to like kind of let it be a little bit free flowing, but everybody just talking about anything they want to. Okay, so let's do this. Strata, talk your shit, and then I'm gonna reel it back in, and we're gonna go to the next
For sure.
slide that I got.
Appreciate you, brother. So, your original question was, what was the state of black people, I believe, during the time?
He froze. Or is that me? Is it me?
Nah, it ain't you. He froze.
Yeah.
Put him in the fucking
bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
There we go. Yeah, back to the disparity we were talking about. So, what happens when you have the upper thirds or whatever that was making money? Those that were more beneath, you had the introduction of crack cocaine. Now, the reason why that intertwines with Reaganomics is because he had the Anti-Drug Abuse Act in 86 and in 88. So when black people that weren't in the upper echelon decided to make gains because they didn't have it, they were imprisoned at a higher rate based on some of these acts. So I think that was a state of those that weren't beneficial. But I do think two things were happening at one time. So you had those in the industrial class that was getting to the paper. So I'm not saying this is all black people, but we're talking about the entirety of the black community. So you had some going to work, others on the corner. Those that went on the corner, you know, it tore them apart, respectfully. And I'll land it.
So this is one prompt that I brought up right now. Again, I'm using this as a banner. So it's like during the Reagan era, right? Even during the Reagan, there were several social safety net programs that were either created or expanded upon. So up here is a full breakdown. I just kind of wanted to name them, right? So he either created it or widened it or expanded it so other people, more people could benefit. So earned income tax credit, major expansion, Cobra health insurance protection, Medicaid expansions for mothers and children. That includes pregnant women there. Emergency food assistance program, low income home energy assistance programs, child support enforcement laws, housing voucher programs. Are these things starting to perk our ears up in terms of the dysfunctions that we talk about so often?
Absolutely.
Yes. All of the most detrimental things of the black family and the black community, literally back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah. It's like they made a decision. Like, hey, it's time to fuck them up, man.
And why was that? And why was that? Why then? Because that's key to me.
Yeah, so we had
the civil rights movement. The civil rights.
There you go.
Movement.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. We started to get feeling good about ourselves, being black and proud, and home ownership, and families, and this kind of thing. And so we're making good on this integration thing, right? Maybe we didn't feel like integration was a good idea, but we using it to our advantage, right? And in comes the 80s and takes our feet right from under us with this whole Reaganomics, Iran Contra, crack cocaine, the arms, all of it took us out. And I would venture to say we still have not recovered from that decimation.
Wait, so we just went over social programs and we didn't talk about the social programs.
Well, but somebody did say that all of those programs are a result or were most used in our communities, right?
Okay.
Then
I got you.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is we just named the social programs, then we named war on drugs, Iran Contra, etc. Okay, so what about the social programs that are currently under the microscope that Mr. Fantastic and 2K the most vocal about saying that those were the most detrimental things? Okay, so then Dr. G asked why. What is the why? So we came out of segregation?
No, hell no. No.
We were
hell no.
That's not what I said.
No,
Now,
that's what I'm
the
asking. I'm saying, hold on, guys. I'm saying this, right? I'm saying we're talking about social programs, but then we didn't talk about social programs. So, Dr. G, can you give me a breakdown of the social programs and how much they hurt us?
So the social programs were as a result, they came about because of this said decimation that I introduced. That was the crack cocaine era, the arms, and then our men being incarcerated, 3 strikes, you're out, that whole thing. So those things were necessary because our families were decimated by these things. We needed those programs. This was the onslaught. This is when we began to have all of these single parent homes. The men were taken out of the community via either death or jail or whatever because of, this. So then comes the need for these programs.
Okay. So, Tiff, you shook your head. Leah, you shook your head. Tell us why.
Okay, so first of all, welfare was created, and I believe it's like 1935. I'm trying to see when Black people were able to get it. Yeah, August 14th, 1935. Like, we understand that the welfare system was never created for Black people. Secondly, we also understand that part of what the issue is if you look at like the Black GI Bill and Black wealth, some of the things you're saying is just, did we need social services? Absolutely, but welfare was not created, and that need for us, I think it was like a stopgap. It was never for Black people. It was like that welfare was not created for Black people, and you didn't have access to welfare for a very long time. 1935 is the beginning. I don't think we could even get welfare until maybe the 50s or the 60s. So the social programs, that wasn't for us. We didn't have access to them.
Okay, so again, let me reset it. Let me reset it. You got the floor, Dr. Jesus. Let me reset it. The 1930s is moot, right? Because the key is what I focused on is the things that were particularly created or expanded in the 80s. You see, so now I have to go through one by one because we kind of skipping over it. So real quick, during the mid to late 1980s, Congress passed laws expanding Medicaid eligibility. Key expansions: pregnant women, coverage of infants and children, right? That happened in the 80s specifically. And then they have these in 1986, 1987. Emergency food assistance program was created in 1981. So we're literally focused on the things that happened at that particular time.
And that's fine. When we're talking about social services, we have to be honest about
100%. But I just want to make sure we stay on task. Go ahead, Dr. G, because you wanted to reply. Do you remember what you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say what you said, so I won't repeat it. I don't know what the 1930s has to do with this conversation.
I think I know, like
hold on, 2K, if you don't mind, because Aaliyah also shook her head. I want to see if she want to talk her shit, and then you and Mr. Fantastic can go. Hey guys, I'm looking at your body language, so if you want to get in, just let me know. And now remember, take a key from me. I'm talking fast, so that means y'all should too. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
No, I was shaking my head because Dr. G said it was like a need for these social services, and it was just like I get like how you introduced it like this. It was this decimation of our communities, so we needed these things. But just because our communities were decimated doesn't mean we needed to turn to the social services that they were producing and expanding on during that time. So that's the only reason why I shook my head. I didn't understand that correlation. Like we didn't need to turn to those things in order to keep.
No, we didn't.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you would propose that we would have done. As I said, we were being mass incarcerated. Our communities were purposely being infiltrated with crack cocaine and arms, guns, right? Purposely. And so we're thinking we're seeing a way to economics, right? Street. And what it's doing is setting us up for the grave and for the prison, right? Okay. What would we have done under those circumstances when we don't have our families intact? When all of a sudden, one day you have the earner and then the next day they're gone. What would we do? What do we do?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, you can. Here's what I heard, though. I heard 2K trying to go Mr. Fantastic, then August, all right?
No. If August want to get straight to it, you got me, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to just say one thing about it. We have all these social programs. These social programs weren't just for Black people, so it didn't decimate every other community. It's the choices that we made with those social programs. You can list the social programs, but our women chose those social programs over their men. The mass incarceration didn't mean we were getting 51% incarcerated. It just was a higher number and we were represented in the prison in the prison system higher than most people for the amount of people that lived, black people that lived in America. We 17% of the population and like 35% represented in incarceration. That doesn't mean that like 50% of us were being 51% or more were being incarcerated. And our women chose these programs.
August, let me tell this, and I'm saying this to everybody. Look, listen. Instagram clips is 30 seconds to 59 seconds. You heard? You talked your shit and then you overdid it, bro. Give me something so I can clip it. You feel me? 2K talking shit.
No. Listen, he was literally gonna do what I was doing. It's the thing was women, like, it was the first time that women seen a path of independence. It's kind of like they took the cheese. Hey, y'all,
feminism and that,
as opposed to doing what?
As proposed to being under the family structure. So listen, so it's like, hey, y'all could be independent, but like, here go the programs that come with it. Here go food stamps, here go child support, here go what's the name of that other act? I forgot, but basically, in so many words, y'all took the bait. Because like you said, the programs were for everybody.
So here's what
So hold on, it's on me. So yeah, and again, yeah, we gotta stop this thing that's where like 90% of the black community was affected by the crack in the guns, bro.
Nobody said 90%.
Well, again, you're saying most. So mass incarceration again. I'm trying to again. Well, I don't know why you only interrupted me. You never interrupt the other two guys. So it's crazy.
I only disagree with what you say.
You still interrupted me, and you're not interrupting.
All right, brother. All right, okay? You got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
So as I was saying, bro, y'all got to stop relying on the poor decisions that a few niggas made as an excuse to where we end up where we're at. Okay, you had the ancient niggas that was out here doing drugs and crack. Nobody made you pick up the guns. Nobody made you sell the crack. Nobody made you smoke the crack. At the most, I might say it might have been 20% of the people that were even affected by the crack epidemic. Okay, I get out of here with the crack epidemic shit. Okay, divorce boom did not happen until fucking mid to late 80s. Okay, so again, the women, all these programs were initiated at that time. Reagan had 2 terms. All right, black people were still married up until the end, and divorce boom happened after you had the whole adoption of no fault divorce and so on and so forth. The women, this gave the women an out, like 2K and like August said, and they took full advantage of it. They didn't want to be dealing with the men. They had full control of the kids, and most importantly, child support. I'm done.
1980s, that's when it started.
Any retorts?
Yeah, there's the second part of your title talks about being hoodwinked, and I think we get so caught in other people's narrative. Let's talk about the numbers, right? So the SNAP benefits numbers actually mirror poverty because that's how it's not based on race; it's based on poverty level. So if you look at the poverty levels of black people, the SNAP benefits actually mirror that. It's about 20%. So when Ms. Fantastic talks about the overrepresentation, he's talking about the percentages of people that's on it. But when you look at the social demographic, I can't think of the word. The people that's on it is poor black people, and it mirrors the percentage of poor black people. So when you say women, it gives people a narrative that it's black women. It's a sector of black women, particularly poor black women, who were on SNAP benefits, and it's always trended that way.
Well, see, but what you forgetting, like, these women was choosing to be poor for these benefits so they can have the independence. Like, that's just what it is, Dr. G. Women sold us out for food stamps and child support and these housing programs. The no man in the house program. They had all this, Dr. G. Shit has never been the same since those programs, Dr. G.
But 2K, what you're doing is exactly what HAMP introduced in the beginning. I think it's called the rope-a-dope. This is happening over here, right? And while you concentrating right here, I'm coming here. That's what you're doing because you're not looking at the root cause. You guys are naming symptoms of a thing. You're not looking at the root.
We're actually talking about the root.
Wait a minute, Fantastic. Hold on, Fantastic. Hold on, brother. 2K.
How old you want?
Right. You got it. I'm gonna be good. 2K. That's a symptom of a thing, and I hope we don't take this conversation to the very minor, which I think is we would be majoring in minors if we talk about this women thing and that. What about the economic piece to that? What about the Reaganomics piece to that and how that had an impact on our communities and on our families? Right?
I can explain how the economic piece works.
Wait.
I just gave figures and we going back to narratives. Y'all even just the figure part.
Wait. Give me the figures one more time. Sorry, I was doing.
I just said the poverty. So the SNAP benefits participation mirrors the poverty. So it's about 20% of Black people. We've decreased our poverty from like the 60s to 70s from like 40% now. But I'm saying the trend is around 20%. 20% of Black people are in poverty. It's 20% of Black people on SNAP benefits.
Okay, that's right. This is what you're forgetting about. You're forgetting about the influence, bro. Okay, you got 20% of women who now got their freedom. They can go out and do what they want to. And these same girls talk to me what they tell them when they husband cheat on them. You don't got to go through that. Get food stamp, and then that's how it started. Dr. G, you call it a symptom. I call it
Somebody got an echo. You got to mute up. I don't know who it is. So yeah. So and let me just again, and most importantly, that is the cause, because it's when the women took over the family officially, and they outside of needing welfare. Again, this is where Black families were still together. We all just said 2K just said the same thing. Tiff just said the same thing. My parents were married. Black people were still married, and I want to say, I don't know necessarily say the majority, but well above whatever we at now, 30%. Okay. You still had people getting married and having families and having children. Once you introduce those things, child support, no fault divorce, these things where they did not need the husband, they say, fuck this shit. And most importantly, this is the symptom of taking over the kids. Okay. Taking over the kids and pushing the man out. Okay. This is a fucking root cause.
Yes, it's the total. Black wealth is only created through the nuclear family. You can't create Black wealth as an independent single mom. It never happens. You don't have all of the ingredients to create Black wealth.
Okay.
Very true.
I need to hear.
Let me just say something real quick. I need to add something to what he just said really quickly, please.
No. So here's what I was about to say. I need to hear Dr. G. I need to hear Tiff. I need to hear Strada. I need to hear Arnold. Go ahead, Dr. G.
You're absolutely right, August. You decimate the family, right? And that's exactly what happened. That's what happened. Families were torn apart with this whole Reaganomics thing. Torn apart, killed in prison. And y'all talking about the women having their freedom and all of that. Okay, I'll give it to you because I don't want to argue that. But the basic bottom line is families were broken apart. The community was broken apart. That's what happened.
Here's the thing,
and let me say this too. Let me add this too. Y'all, I don't go through the world calling myself old, but in this situation, I was a teenager. I wasn't a child. I wasn't a baby. I didn't have to go back and read it. I was living it. I was there. So you got to give me a little bit of credit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. Okay.
Here's the thing. The way that we're framing it is in a way that means that we don't have control over what happened. We made choices. Black people made choices. Our women made choices, which is a representation of us. So because we made those choices, we can look at that and say we need to choose better. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't something that came in and decimated it.
Now, okay. Let's take a. Sorry, Tiff, you got something? Arnold driving, he had a little bit of an echo. So what we'll do is when Arnold unmutes until he gets home, everybody else mute, and then I want to hear what Estrada had anything. Go ahead, Tiff.
I hear everybody's point. I'm gonna lean in where Dr. G is. I really wish that we wouldn't try to pick it's a he or she thing. Black communities were heavily affected by job laws, drug laws, and an epidemic of the drug, like the war on drugs. Like many of us are DARE kids. We remember that This Is Your Brain. Like there was a campaign that was targeted towards Black Americans, and they're very honest now about what happened. So you can't say like the chicken or the egg. It's like, did some bad decisions be made? Yes. But were you also infiltrated? Yes. Did you lose jobs? Yes. Did the family work? It's a bunch of different things. So I just don't want us to simplify it. And I definitely don't want to get into the blame game of the gender banging. It doesn't land for this topic, because we've got to talk about us. And I feel like the nature of the conversation is identifying the issue and progressing forward.
And this is why we can't get away with the conversation, because y'all listen. Don't none of this shit happen if Pop's at the house. Like the kids gang banging, doing drugs, selling drugs. Don't none of this shit happen if it's a two-parent monitored household.
2K, so can I ask you a question? Did
Yes, ma'am.
black women arrest black men, or did the system do that? I'm just asking. Like,
Okay, all right. Wait. Sorry, 2K. So Arnold, real quick, do you have anything Strata on this? Because I wanna. So what I want to do is I want to go back a little bit to because there's a few other constructs that we haven't considered either that were created, and they start to disband or decimate what we got going on. I just want to make sure that we got all things in the conversation before we get to this part.
Gotcha.
So Arnold, you got anything?
Yeah. I think that the part that we've been missing is talking about how the way that the black women see the black men through that process where like feminism comes into play, right? Where they probably are excelling the rate of inflation, right? They're moving past it and the black man is kind of staying stagnant. So like during those years, they've caught up. So now does the black woman see the black man as somebody that they want to be with? Right? Is that somebody who they want to submit to? Right? And my answer is no. And I'm saying that the feminism part is the biggest issue here. I don't think that the other stuff is a big in play as the women doing much better, catching up to the men, and then not being attracted to the men anymore and having no reason to stay.
Now, can I double down on that a little help?
All right, real quick, and then we got Strata. All right.
Okay. Now think about
and
what.
Now, mind you, now Arnold ain't talking about what we talking about. He kind of is, but that's more towards the latter end of the conversation. We still trying to assess these programs.
Well, yeah, I was just going.
Go ahead.
My bad, bro.
What Arnold was talking about. Think about it like that. All right. So now the only people that's worthy of women attention are the degenerates of the black men, the dope boys. Them the niggas who y'all respecting now. So that's who y'all breeding the kids with, and that's who also don't have dad. So the niggas who y'all respect is the niggas with the money, and that's the nigga that was putting the drugs in the community and not taking care of us. So now we getting hit 2 times by the same thing.
Strata?
I'll say this. I think that the programs, I think we're trying to find the chicken and the egg when this is happening in concert. So multiple things are happening at once. You got the introduction of drugs. The black men that were impoverished, that 30% Shah was talking about, they get caught and arrested with these drugs. They get taken off the streets for 10 to 15 years. They're doing football numbers. So that 30% of women that are left are then taken advantage of your rent assistance programs, your SNAP benefits. They need assistance with the light bills because the men that they had those babies with are now gone completely. Now, the where it does become a little moot is those men weren't making legal money to begin with. So I also think that this is the other part that we don't talk about, but it happens circularly, right? So those that are where the nuclear families are intact, they have less kids. So this is how a smaller problem with 30% becomes a larger problem because those that are impoverished they're reproducing at a higher accelerated rate than those that were stabilized to fantasism point that were still in the industrial jobs. Like the numbers, you can start seeing it teeter the other way for those that were impoverished. So they kind of increased and it made the problem worse.
All right, so let me do this, right? I'm trying to figure out if I let y'all just speed to the shit that y'all want to talk about, or do I have to make sure we do our due diligence before we don't do our due diligence? I'm kind of leading towards speeding because I'm getting peer pressure. But good thing it's called self-esteem. So let me go to these things right here real quick. Miss Fantastic, see what I'm saying? This nigga done got a slide up.
Well,
he hell, nigga. All right, so I need to at least assess these real quick. Okay. Gerrymandering, redlining, and predatory lending. Do we need to discuss these things? Do these need to be introduced into the conversation? Now I'm yelling. No. You see this shit?
No.
Yeah, and then add.
I don't think so.
More. There's a couple more you can add.
Redlining in the 80s?
Yeah,
no. I went a little bit further back. Remember, Reaganomics is an umbrella. So I'm looking at the things that affect families and households, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't live in certain places, if you got predatory lending upwards of 20% interest rates on 30-year mortgages, what does that do to people's money and affordability of things? If you got gerrymandering where they're pooling people in particular demographics, what does that do to the things they have access to?
I don't think
I'm saying, I guess, but for us, we're both eating off the same plate. I don't think those things are things that make us be against each other.
Right.
Because we're together. They're experiencing the same things that we are.
Those things are a setback for the black community, but if the nuclear family stayed intact, we could have weathered all of that shit. That's what it is.
And I don't even think we had.
And that wasn't exclusive to black people. So again, that everybody was suffering from the same economy, Hamp. So you can't use that as a thing as to where everybody was going through the same thing at the time.
Yeah, outside of the red line and all that other shit.
But aren't our communities always hit the hardest though? Aren't we the ones that suffer the most from these injustices, so to speak? Can we say that at least?
Well, you can't say it's an injustice if it's a standard across the board economically.
Okay, but I would call it an injustice by virtue of it hitting us the worst. We're always the ones that, so you're saying it did hit us the worst. We didn't suffer the most.
I'm saying what August said, right? If we maintain 2-parent households or 2 people with 2 incomes and everybody else did the same thing, and we know for a fact, 2K said it, I'm telling you, I was born to 2 married people who both had great jobs for that time. Okay, that if they had stayed together and things would have made it, they would have been able to get a house regardless of the 20% interest rates at the time. This wasn't something where black people were the only people getting 20% interest rate and they were getting white people 1. Okay, so we got it. The language is important. That's all I'm saying.
So you don't agree that redlining and those other programs?
I don't agree with redlining at all in the 80s. No, I don't buy it. If you're talking 50s, 60s, maybe civil rights movement, yes. But like I said, I know for a fact that the people I heard my great aunt, right? My great aunt worked for GM like until retirement, like 30, 40 years or something. People in Detroit, people in those industries and so on and so forth. And Hamp just told you certain jobs where if you got that factory job, you were making great money, right? And you were guaranteed a pension. No, if you stay together, the shit is gonna work itself out eventually.
Well, remember, I'm talking about all of it, right? So let's say you get credit in 2K, you can get the floors. Let's say you get a 20% interest rate. And Mr. Fantastic, they were not giving out the same rates to black and white people, right? There was a disparity. There will be a thing that'll say something, but the application we know is totally different. So what will happen is, let's say you are at a starting point to where they give you a bad loan, but you're I'm at a worse off starting point and I get a bad loan. What is the residual effect of that, right? We can't ignore that, even if they were allegedly doing it to everybody, right? So
it's gonna hurt black wealth.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. Here, remember the chicken or the egg thing, right? I kind of used that, but are we being hoodwinked? Remember what we said? Is this part right here, right? But if it starts with all these things being predatory, right, and black people are how you say more affected or whatever the proper word is, how do we right?
Okay,
disproportionately affected. Why would we not assess it? Is my question.
Yeah, so the problem with that and what kills that is mama and papa having a fucking house and passing it down to the family and the family losing it because they don't want to pay the fucking property taxes. Yeah, we gonna have this conversation. Let's have a fucking honest conversation. If fucking mama and papa was able to buy a fucking house in the 70s or whatever when the interest rate were the same and they had less money, I don't want to hear shit about when motherfuckers making good money in that fucking 80s with 2-parent households and you can't overcome a 20% interest rate. Keep the house for 10 years. And I told you this is why I'm glad I brought this up. The interest rate was so high, Hamp, because of the fucking recession that Volcker let the shit get up that high. Okay. Yeah. If you stay together in that 10 years, what you get to do, Hamp? Refinance, bring the fucking interest rate down, pass the fucking shit down to your family and go forward.
See, this is what we forgetting, man. Because this bill, I think this was one of the last black eyes that the black community suffered. It was the Credit Score Act of 1989. Like, people forget how bad the credit score like literally reset the black family. Because think about all our great granddaddies and shit. They didn't have credit scores.
Money under the mattress.
It was by the money that they had and by the money that they were making at their job. So now you introduce credit scores and for some strange reason in 2026, it still don't make sense. How the only people that know about credit scores is white people all of a sudden. So this shit is, I think that was the last black eye that the black community has faced, and nobody ever talk about that.
Okay. Now that's a good intro. I like that introduce to the convo. Where Arnold going to get on his computer. I think he just got to the crib. Anybody else want to comment on this? I got gerrymandering, redlining, predatory lending on the table in terms of.
I could just tell we
A shot. All I was gonna say is like
You got a delay shot.
I'm just saying, like, we keep having different points of entry, and I think that again, this comes back to we need to understand our history. Like, the first thing when you're saying the chicken or the egg, you got to look at Reconstruction and how that worked out for Black people. The next thing you have to look at is the GI Bill and how the transfer of wealth and the benefits were not the same, and that's one of the generations where the largest gap between whites and Black, that's a disparity. Now, to what Mr. Fantastic is saying, I absolutely agree that Meemaw, Pawpaw, Big Daddy, Big Mama, all of them, they had a house. But the people that inherited the house, was the house functional? Was it somewhere where you had to completely rebuild? Was the land? So there are a lot of different dynamics that I think have played into us maybe sometimes not understanding what we're sitting on. So I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's fantastic. I agree with what you're saying to the point of people have inherited homes and not understand the value. I think, again, if the value of the home costs more to repair, it can kind of sometimes wash itself out. Like if you got a shanty house or like a shotgun house and you in a market where you've got to spend an exorbitant amount of money to upgrade it, people let those properties go.
You can get a loan
Hold
from
on.
the bank.
Go ahead, Shot.
They can keep going. I'm good.
No, say what you was gonna say.
Please. I could just tell like the conversations kind of what people have already arrived at their points. We're not here to actually kind of learn from each other. Everybody got their points. We want to get to the Black women bad thing. Again, man, there's different points in history that Black people's wealth, right? So how many generations does it take to actually accumulate generational wealth? They say it takes 2 to 4 years. So if you start from Reconstruction, right? You start from the Sherman T. Order when they had 400,000 acres of Black land that was supposed to go to Black people. They gave it to the Black people. Southern racist white men came and killed them people, took the land. You had the Freedmen's Bank. Black people put hella money in the Freedmen's Bank. They stole that. You got places like Tulsa. All these things happen. You also have things that Black people have done as well that are self-inflicted wounds. One of the things we don't talk about a lot is like what happened after integration, right? Is that niggas started thinking the white man's Kool-Aid was better, so we started leaving our communities. The Black middle class started leaving Black neighborhoods, and you start seeing the urban environment be destabilized. All I'm trying to get us to understand is, bro, there are different elements that cause this problem, but I can tell people already got their conclusions on what caused it, and that's where we stand. And I'm saying it's a web we can weave of all the things that have happened across history, and I'm also including things that Black people have done themselves that have a disposition. But we got to tell the full story.
Go, Strada.
I think to get back to gerrymandering and redlining, by the time the 80s get here, the lines are already drawn, meaning what was going to be. The white people had already kind of gotten in position to where their communities were their communities, and it seemed like if you start partnering redlining with the drop in distributions of drugs, then you start getting these urban projects that start developing in that 70s, 80s era. And so it's almost as if the properties that we were fighting to keep were in very crime-ridden areas for the most part, on top of the fact that the interest rates were high. So it seems almost like a wash, even if you were able to maintain it. And let's say you were one of those industrious families that stayed together, your property value was still inherently lower than the interest rates at the time based on the redlining and gerrymandering. So it's kind of all hand in hand.
Go, August.
It's something like it's like a disconnect over whatever is happening. We can, as a Black people, everything y'all are saying are factual. You are repeating the history that we all know, but the fact of the matter is that the only way everybody on here knows that. I know the history. I know Black history very well, fluently. You understand what I'm saying? So the way that the reason why, and this is the symptom or the chicken or the egg or whatever y'all want to call it, y'all are discussing the symptoms. The symptom of all the things that we are going through, we could have survived it all had the nuclear family stayed in play. That's the only thing. That's the thing that y'all don't understand. The ghetto that you talking about, Strada, the ghetto, the hood, that's niggas. That's us. We the ghetto. You understand what I'm saying? You talking about the fact that we are ghetto. You understand what I'm saying? So if the fathers was in the home, ain't no ghetto. No matter if they gerrymander, redline, push crack, none of that shit matters. As long as the father's staying at home and he in charge and running his family, he's gonna be able to help and navigate us through that shit. I'm done.
And most
How's that
importantly,
possible,
and most importantly, why are we acting like the majority of black people are poor? Why do we always put ourselves in this fucking this worst fucking position? Where Shad just said it, 20%. So if we had a 20% poverty rate, I mean 80% of us are fucking doing good. So why the fuck we keep talking about fucking crack and the projects and all this fucking bullshit? I'm looking at it right now, bro. Hold on. In 1988, all people incarcerated in fucking prison were like 600,000. All. Let's just make them all niggas. Even if we do 100% niggas, okay, in the middle of the fucking crack era, all right, what are we talking about?
I don't know what you arguing with. I don't know what you arguing
Let's not talk about the middle because the effects of it lasted clear into the 1990s.
Dr. G, respectfully, I'm gonna say it to you again. Dr. G, there were 28 million black people in 1988. Okay, 28 million. What's 1% of 28 million, Dr. G?
I don't know.
I don't get that. What's the argument?
Are you saying, well,
the argument is I'm telling you that, bro, y'all keep trying to make it seem like the crack epidemic and the crack and the drugs, the guns, and the gangs affected most of niggas. It didn't, bro.
Make the point, though. Make the point. So you're saying that the numbers that were affected by that are nominal?
Yes, extremely nominal.
2K, what were you about to say?
I got something. I got
don't worry about it. Listen, I'm like Shad. I'm more interested in the solution. I was trying to see. I'm not trying to run your show or not help, but can we do like a group project where us bottom 5 we come together with the problems and we come up with a solution versus the top 5, and then we present it to you at a further date. It's because see what we doing, and this how we get better because we having a clash, right? And not saying that what Shad's saying is wrong, and not saying that what we saying at the bottom is wrong, but who got the better idea to get us out of it?
Yeah, and 100% 2K. I think what happens is though, I'm not assuming that all 500 people here know all this stuff. Right. You see, so even if we know it, we have to put it on the table, and they need to hear the back and forth. And we're almost there, right? We only in hour 1, so we doing pretty good. We actually almost there to what could be a solution, but I just want to make sure that we lay out all the potential factors that play into why we so disjointed. That's all.
I think you're so brilliant on the panel. We can get it done right here. This 10 right here.
Okay, yeah. So I just got a couple more things I want to assess, and then we'll be right there, 2K, because I agree. So you see, I'm talking fast. I try to tell everybody to talk fast, but y'all from down south.
Can I clear one thing?
I'm from New York. Too much. Now, I was with you. You're not going to do that while living in Texas. Don't do that.
Aaliyah talk like she got molasses in her.
Hey, can I clear one thing?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so 2K, I'm not trying to rush us to solutions, right? Like I said, one part of the question about us being hoodwinked. If you read the context of what Malcolm was saying, he's saying we're starting to believe their narratives about ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. All the story matters because I look at history as intel. So I'm looking at what has happened, what has repeatedly happened, and how can we do something different. That's how I examine history. Not to have a sad story to say, damn, this happened. This what happened when they did that. When black people did this, this what happened. That's how I examine history.
It's just psychological warfare. We are the first coup. Like they did a coup of people where what they do to countries, they did of our group of people.
For sure.
Misinformation, propaganda, all of the above, and what you saying is true. That's a fact.
I got a retort.
But 2K,
I'm gonna tell you.
I just want to ask 2K a real quick
question. Last time you got in before Strada, now Strada in before you. Go ahead, Strada.
Yeah, so a quick retort to Fantastic would be if the middle class and the 70% that we're saying wasn't impoverished, if they were doing so much better than those in the hood, to your point, the wealth would have been maintained and transferred. But because that wealth ain't seen in 2026, somebody would have still had dropped the ball if we were moving all the criminals into poverty. That goes back to the fact that the lending, the predatory lending, the redlining, this is how it's all affecting those that were poor and middle class. Because you might have escaped the crack, but you ain't going to escape this APR. You might escape the crack, but you're not going to escape the fact your property tax don't mean shit, or the property that you're trying to pass down don't mean nothing. And so even if we were at a 7% clip in the 80s, the fact we have nothing to show for it in 2026 means even the majority of us that are doing well still fuck this up. We got to deal with that.
Yeah, okay, but that had nothing to
Tiff,
do.
what were you about to
That was
say, Tiff?
Hold up, fantastic.
Me?
Yes, go quick though.
Okay. No, I was just going to ask 2K. He said that it's propaganda, and I was going to ask him, like, if it was propaganda, do you not believe that Black women could have been given a false narrative that you may have fallen into propaganda?
He been saying that.
Definitely, yes. That was
He
the
been
biggest.
saying y'all took the bait. That's one of his main overarching points.
And maybe okay.
I wanted to hear what Arnold wanted to say to Mr. Fantastic. It looked like he dropped off.
He
It
dropped
looked like
out,
a phone call.
yeah.
Okay, so
no, I just address my bad. Go ahead.
all right, go quick. I want to read the super chats.
Go ahead. I can wait.
Okay, because I want to play this video too, right? Because we are almost at the point where it is about the relationships now, right? So this video is from the late 70s, okay? So I want to play this video. I got it at 1.5 speed just so we can get the gist of what they're talking about. And does it lend more towards the point that Arnold brought in about the feminist movement? And one of August's main baseline points is, yo, you got to survive through that shit. Aaliyah said, you got to survive through that shit. Or were we disjointed when this shit started to happen because of our ideologies that were adopted? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That help the channel the most. And yeah, with the $5, being barely above the poverty line is in a lot of cases worse than being below the poverty line. Because you don't qualify for shit, right? Ninja Cool with the $10 says, cop a chicken. And yeah, with the $5 says, don't forget a lot of Black folks found out they didn't actually own their homes. They were forced to buy contract loans instead of mortgages during redlining. And yeah, with the $5 says, redlining allows us to be targeted after without having to be bluntly racist. Ellipsis. They can now say urban, higher cost, bad schools in certain areas. Callie with the $2 says, welfare, TBMO. What does that mean?
Took Black men out of the house.
Oh,
Thank you, Callie.
Callie with the $5 says, man loses job, family loses money, women take benefits, ellipsis. Women chose to be poor. Get the fuck out of here. YME with the $2 says, shout out to Fantastic. You on point, bro. Keep schooling. YME with the $10 says, Black, what does it say? BTW, what's that mean?
By the way.
1970 and 1990, Black people were led to believe middle class was real. What actually happened was Black women were empowered. Black women filled prisons. Black people got crack. Rent-A-Center in Section 8. Jay Jones with the $5 says, salute to the messy mafia in the building. Keeps it 100 with the $5 says, we getting down to business tonight. That's a fact though. Nika was popping with the $2. Shout out to the panel, 2K and the messy mafia. Indeed. Sugar Butt was popping with the $5 says, messy mafia checking in. Hey panel and 2K. What up? Good to see y'all. 2K in the building. Funny Ball says, shout out to the HAMP in the panel. Shout out to the messy mafia.
Wow. Shit like that.
VZ in the building, the member for 3 months says, just showing love to my favorite people for real. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me show y'all this video. Arnold, I wanted to hear what you had to say to Mr. Fantastic, but I'm gonna play the video first and we can get right into it. So I fast forward a little bit, and I think this is where the conversation kind of starts. Let me see.
And the most vocal statements about what the new Black man expects from the new Black woman came when I met with a group of young unmarried friends one Saturday afternoon.
I think that what's happening in America as far as Black men, Black women is concerned is that there's a revolution within a revolution. We're fighting our own woman. Our woman will not allow us to emerge as Black men. No. But our Black women, who has been put in this role of aiding white America, white structure, and castrating the Black males, continue doing this. She cannot live with us. It's not that we can't live with her.
Are you blaming us? Are you saying that it's our fault that this happened?
No, I'm not blaming Black America women. I just said that I'm blaming the system. They are victims of the system like the Black male.
Well, why do you say that we are castrating you? You say that you want to be the leaders. Okay, well, what about the Black professional woman? Are you saying that there should be no Black professional woman? Are you trying to deny Black women the right to be creative, the right to function?
We're not asking for you to take it back. We're saying that you have got to be astute enough and can view the situation well enough where you just automatically know what your role is and step back. And whenever you want to have that aggressive thing, this is a thing that the young Black man today is not going to tolerate. My old man tolerated because he was his old man tolerated. It came up for years and years and years. But today, the young Black man is not going to take it. He's going to be out there as a leader. White America has used Black women to keep the Black male in his place. And you're still aiding him by saying, well, we are qualified. We want to work. We can help.
Okay, how are you going to reprogram men so that they don't let us take over what's supposed to be their responsibility? And men that I have had dealings with, they are perfectly willing to sit back and let us do anything we want to.
I don't think you have to reprogram men. I think you have to reprogram women.
No, you have to reprogram the man so that he will forcefully take what belongs to him, because you know women, as long as we can get, we're gonna get, and it's part of our being. We're going to do anything to you that you let us, whether we want to or not.
You don't want to live on the level of income that I can afford you in love. Being on the basis of that, you want to always be aspiring to have all those things that's a part of the great middle class white American society. And because I can't deliver these things to you, you say that you are not a man.
I don't measure a man by how much money he can bring home. I measure a man by how he treats me. Whether when I'm tired and I'm sick and I'm scared, he's there.
For these women, the men are there. But
It's the same conversation.
1970.
Exactly the same.
I never even watched that before.
1970 shot.
What you say?
And
it's ones that go back even
But the
further.
one thing that the one thing that the brother said early on that I don't hear said enough is that the men are not fighting the women. They're mad at the system. They're not mad at the women. They're mad at the system. I don't hear that.
No. For that time, yes, because they didn't know better, and it was early.
I know it was for that time. I'm saying Ham said it's the same conversation. I'm arguing.
Listen, that's the 1970. Like, I know y'all be wanting to put this on us, but
listen,
y'all niggas are wrong. Can y'all change to be more for the female? We have literally tried this shit for 4 different decades. It's not going to straighten up without our black counterparts, and that's y'all.
Look,
all I said is it seems that the men at that time had the focus that we should have as a community against the system, not against each other. That's what I'm saying, period.
And what we're
whether
saying,
it be then or today. Like, what you fight me for? I don't have no power. I don't have any power in the matter. I can't make or break anything. But together, we can't fight this system together. We can do that. But fighting against each other is not doing anything.
Yeah, but we can't. So even then, he was telling you and he's showing you that the women were volunteering to be pawns of the fucking system and work against the fucking black man. Okay, you had grace then, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. You have no excuse in 2026 doing the same shit. No.
And here's the thing. On top of that, they're trying to control the black community.
What's the difference between? Go ahead, August. Although we know what you're gonna say, but go ahead, say it anyway, baby. Go ahead.
If you know what I'm about to say,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What am I about to say?
Go ahead, August. No, it's better coming from your voice than mine.
Well, I can answer the question. The difference is
hold on, Mr. Fantastic. Go ahead.
The thing about it is that they're trying to control the household using proxy because they have the authority to do so that's given to them by the system. You need to make sure that I'm happy, I feel good, I'm good if you want me to be a part of you. That's castrating a man. He has to have authority in his house, no matter what. That means that the woman has to submit. Because the system empowered women, it allowed them to have more bargaining power in the house to choose the man that they wanted. That's what destroyed us. Because without us staying together, we can't create wealth. We need each other.
And that's why I say that black women are the new white men. Y'all are literally doing the work for them. Y'all are the motherfuckers on the horse. Y'all are the right hand.
That's the
right. People say that. People say that all the time. The right hand.
Come on. Now listen, y'all gotta also help me help us. You know who got the most powerful voices, so you got to be responsible with it. Now, so excuse me. I need to hear the other voices, right? I haven't heard from Aaliyah in a little while. Aaliyah, what is your take on this? What you heard, what you seeing? We went through the history. We plucked out a whole bunch of stuff that should be a part of the convo. I'm saying chicken or the egg. Are we hoodwinked and bamboozled? Are we focused on the wrong thing? But if they having a very similar, if not the same conversation, what is your synopsis?
I think so what I'm getting from everything that I'm hearing is that certain people are talking about, I don't know who's trying to, I don't know which one is the egg and which one is which one is the chicken. So are we saying, so is the system is the chicken and the system, the symptoms of the system is the welfare programs and women or black people choosing to turn to those programs? Just really quick, just so I could finish.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
what I'm alleging is that we focused on the women and their conduct, but is the true reason why we so disjointed everything that was put in front of us, right? But
Okay.
all you hear what the brothers have been arguing. They saying no because they made a choice to let the system disable us essentially.
Yeah.
What's your
So I
take?
agree with that. So I agree with that. We let the system decimate us. Like we didn't have to choose certain decisions didn't have to be made, certain choices didn't have to be made, and we could have made better choices to better handle being taken advantage of by the system. And then just being as though that the conversation was happening in 1970 and we're still having the same conversation today, I feel as though we already know, okay, the system took advantage of us. We have to keep having the same conversation for this long period of time because we're not adhering to the symptoms. I think the symptoms is the chicken. I'm like, just
Okay,
from
so
my point of view.
let me
You
ask
know,
you.
ring, man. Somebody
Let me
man.
let me ask you clearly, right?
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that like there's a person with a gun. You take the gun, that person is still the problem. The gun isn't, right? You know, when 2K said the black woman is the new white man, I'm thinking that maybe the women were the gun, right? But if you deal with the person that's shooting the gun, right? That's the actual problem, not the gun itself, right? But do
Yeah, so
you
I think the
think
system is the gun. The
do
system
you
is the gun.
no,
Women.
this let me say it clearly, right? Because I was kind of
Okay.
talking to everybody. Now I'm talking to you directly. Do you think that the women are not a symptom? The women are the problem.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's because we're having the same conversation for a long period of time. One thing is changing and the other thing is not changing. So we're having this conversation for a reason. And the system is changing. We're in a new day and age, and we're having the same problems. So that means we have to keep talking about the symptoms because that's the problem. That's the problem. And we have to rectify that. We
Okay,
won't
so
get nowhere if we don't talk about women being the
okay,
problem,
so in
unfortunately.
that video, did you hear the ladies' complaints?
Yes, I heard a lot about like them, not about the
Okay.
family
So when you listen to
or the
that clip,
community.
who would you think was wrong in that clip?
I thought the
You.
women were wrong.
So okay, so you thought the woman was wrong. Okay,
Yep.
okay. Let me see. Hold on, Miss Fantastic. Shad, Tiff, anything? Because y'all haven't said anything a little bit. Shad said no, Tiff said no. Strata?
I think it's ironic that the room of that interview was unmarried people. I think we are repeating ourselves for a few reasons, ironically. So it seems as though the unmarried people are in the room talking about what those impoverished were doing and the systems that were in play. We're doing the same thing now. We're a lot of educated black people on this panel, and I think that we are the solutions to the problems we talk about. Yes, black women are out of control. I get all of that. The poverty people going to keep doing poverty shit. We understand that too. But our brightest and best of us, we're not finding that middle ground to create these nuclear families we're talking about.
Okay, so this
2K real quick. If Miss Fantastic wants you to jump over him, he can allow you to.
I think Aaliyah had
It's
something too.
quick, bro. Let me say this real quick. Again, man. Shout out to Aaliyah. Again, this is what we saying, bro. The constant and the common denominator is the woman. The woman has a choice to make better decisions. She hadn't made it, and she's been blaming the black men. Ain't can't don't want niggas is gay, niggas is deadbeats, niggas is all this shit, all this negative shit, Hamp, that we've been hearing now for our lifetime. Like I said, Hamp, this was the 70s. Me and you, outside of Dr. G, none of us were even born then. Okay, so what is the common thing? The man is saying, hey, listen, and he's giving grace, Hamp. He's saying, hey, I don't even believe. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the system for you, right? So that was in the 70s. We can't give the same grace in 2026, Hamp. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Okay,
We have to call a spade. We have to hold the proper people accountable.
That was a clear point. Enough is enough. 2K, you can say what you want, but I also wanted to ask you a question.
Okay, now go for him. I was going to defer to Aaliyah.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. You could definitely defer to her, right?
Yeah.
So 2K, are we talking what we saw in the clip? Our conversations is this stuff still considered propaganda, or is this real shit?
No.
Are we sensationalizing the negativity, or is the negativity what it is?
No. This is the real shit, and it is negativity. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah.
It's a black eye, absolutely.
Okay, so we talking about what need to be talked about. It's not just propaganda.
Nah, it's just a tireless conversation because we've been having it for 70 years, huh?
Indeed. Okay. Aaliyah, 2K gave you the floor. What you wanted to say?
No, I just wanted to go back to Strada's point. We can't agree. The brightest and the best of us, we can't agree on what even is the problem, which is why we can't be the solution for the community, which is why we're having the same conversation for a long time because we can't even agree on what the problem is. And then I had just wrote a note real quick, like women, like the majority of women aren't conceding that we are the problem. So once we make that concession, we'll be able to start building and bringing solutions to the community. But we can't even agree that we're the problem. And the minority of Black women today are starting to do that, but we get shamed and we get, pick me, we get labels and things of that nature. So we can never go anywhere. And the same is done with men as well. Y'all get called toxic, and it's all a bunch of shaming tactics to deflect away from us being the problem. And we just can't get nowhere.
And this the scariest part about it. We might not never shake it because we still haven't got women to buy into the fact that men are naturally like more than one woman. And that's been forever. And they understand it and they know that, and been like that since the beginning of the time, and they don't know a nigga who only talked to one woman. So trying to convince them of this is scaring the fuck out of me. It's been 70 years, same point, bro.
Okay. I think there's a difference happening right now, 2K, where they rolling back a lot of these welfare programs, and you starting to see a lot of women use Section 8, and the government is not being daddy to these women no more, and they're gonna have to crawl back on glass to get back to their men. That's what's about to happen. The need gonna be there.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but not if the majority of us, if the majority of us are not doing that.
Hey, guys, Tiff got a delay in her mic sucks. So that's one key rule about being on panels. You got to update your technology if you want to be heard. Go ahead, Tiff. Go quick.
Okay, I'm going to take this little jab. I'll take Cash App donations. I'll put it in there. However, like, come on. Did you hear what you just said, August? You literally said crawl back through glass. Like,
yeah, man, because y'all fucked up. Y'all fucked us up. When y'all left us, it fucked us up. They used all against us.
Well, August, she heard you. So, yes, that's what he said. It's obviously metaphoric. What was your response to what he said, Tiff, specifically?
It just seems to me if the focus is about Black families and being together, then why do I need to do bad for your company or for our mating to be desirable?
I'm gonna tell you.
Let me 1 second, because I've been quiet. Guys. I'm literally just saying, like, I don't think people hear how it's registering, and you might be thinking you speaking facts, but you literally are trying to downplay Black women or say, I need you to be at the worst of who you are to want me, when Black women are saying, I want you to be your best, I want to be my best, and I want for us to thrive. So I don't understand this trying to knock people down or the humbling of it all. It's weird to me.
I can explain it to you.
Necessary.
Okay, wait, real quick, August. Dr. G, you were trying to say something along the same lines, or you wanted to reply to that?
No, I just no. Go ahead.
All right, August, quick retort, and I have another question.
I get why you say that. But that's not the case. What I'm speaking to is the fact that in order for Black women to want or desire or need Black men, there has to be an actual need for them. They're not going to just choose us, because they had the option of choosing us back when the dangling of the carrot of social programs was dangling over their head. They chose that. So the only way that and I don't want it like that. I wish they could do well and pick their man and let that man lead if they could, but that's not what they're doing. So if we're talking about a general consensus of Black people, they have to hurt before they make the choice. That's just the natural order of things. Not that I want it like that. That's what y'all choosing.
Okay. Now, let me ask this question to Shad and Mr. Fantastic specifically, but it's for everybody. I just want them to go first, okay? When we talk about leadership, right, it's almost like you're the leader has a negative connotation when it comes to us at this point. So I have to ask the question that maybe we answered before, but if they have social welfare programs that Black men were saying, hey, if I get out the way, my family can benefit, why wouldn't the women agree? Because remember, we had that conversation, Mr. Fantastic, where they were saying men were saying, "Hey, let me remove myself because the social safety net is providing more than what I can actually provide myself. So this helps and assists my family. So why wouldn't the women say, yeah, if you like it, I love it, right? They say that type of shit anyway.
That's not what they was.
Are we going back to the old days? Or are we talking about right now?
I'm talking about like the 80s, right? Because you remember we had that conversation. I don't know if you was here, Shah, but I know Miss Fantastic and I talked about where the men got out of the way they said they got out the way so their families can benefit. So it's almost like both people made that decision, but it always sounds like we're like, nah, the women just took it and said, fuck them niggas. But Mr. Fantastic and I had that conversation. He edified me on that shit.
Yeah, I keep saying, man, the hoodwink, when Malcolm said it, man, you just see it now. We keep using narrative. There's information that we could actually parse through, numbers. And again, I said it's 20%. So the majority of black women not even using SNAP benefits. Okay. The majority aren't using them. That's the case. That's always been the case. So that's what I'm saying. Let's start there. Let's all accept that we're talking about 2026. The majority of black women are not using the government's assistance to live. Can we all agree there? Can we, as men, can we all accept that fact?
10,000%. You're right. You're correct. Nobody's making that argument.
So that's what I'm saying. So the government assistance, August, ain't what's stopping us from getting relationships, bro. That ain't it. That's not the problem. Go ahead, Ms. Vitas.
Yeah, cool. But now we're talking about chicken or egg, right? So what has been passed down? So even though the women now don't, it's only 20%. The 20% is trending, like you said. The I don't need no man. I can do bad all by myself. You know what I'm saying? Where did that start? That started with that. So again, removing the man from the household and depending on the government and saying I can do this without a man, and being the woman, being the head of the household, being the woman making all the decisions, and not having to fucking submit to a man, not having to submit to a husband, not having to work with a man in the household. This is why we're at in 2026. This is why we at, black women are the most educated when that's a lie. This is where we at, black women that run the most households when that's a narrative. You run the most households because you're single mothers. So of course you're going to run the most household if you're single mothers and you have the children and so on and so forth, right? So you have all these things that are bigging up the black women in dysfunction, okay? That is a negative fucking thing for the black people overall, at the fucking detriment, going back to HAMP's video, of fucking emasculating the black man, making the black man look like he's not doing his fucking job, making the black man look like he don't want to be a father, making the black man look like he's not providing, making the black man look like he's fucking this derelict ass nigga, bro. So we'll have this conversation. You Shad, just literally fucking explain the whole fucking show, bro, and what you're saying. If we go back to the origin of it, and this started way before that, this is how we get to where we're at, where the women are still not on SNAP benefits, but yet and still they don't want to deal with the fucking man.
Yeah, so go back to choosing, and I hope y'all answer my question, Shad and Mr. Fantastic. That's why I picked on y'all two specifically. But go ahead, Shad, you can retort to him.
No, I'm saying because the numbers are similar then. Like they weren't really calculating it then in the 70s. All I'm saying is like the narrative that we use to get to what our problems are. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we don't have problems. I'm saying using the propaganda of the welfare queen. Do y'all know who Lydia Taylor is? That's who the welfare queen is. That's where that whole thing came from. It was a black woman that was wilding out with welfare fraud. That's where the whole welfare queen came from. And Reagan used that as to talk about black women. So all I'm saying is, I'm answering your question by saying, bro, just me personally, I don't think the welfare thing is a part of the story, but that's not why we lost control of our women, because of welfare. It's a part of the story. There's multiple things that create the conditions that we in.
Okay, so
is the welfare narrative.
Okay, so
one of the main points.
Okay, you're saying 20% is a low percentage, right? So the problem is beyond that. So to focus on that, we're focusing on the minority.
Yeah, right? But we can add in to talk about it, because I do think in some ways it could have transformed minds, right? Black people we ain't juggernaut. Those types of situations, there are girls who saw their moms do it without men. Yeah, these things persist, but I'm saying it's the thing that we put as the beacon.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. So you're saying, so I was trying to introduce to see where the men stand in terms of the dissolution of the black family. What do you think? If it's not us getting out the way for welfare purposes, what do you think then, Shot?
I think it's a combination thing.
I think right after him, and then I heard Aaliyah say something.
I think it's a combination. I think it's mass incarceration. I think it's the war on drugs. I also think, like I said, self-inflicted wounds. Right when integration happened, we got away from our neighborhoods. And what I'm saying is, we adopted white people's way of doing community. One of the most interesting things I found out right here, because I always talk about how dope Atlanta is. We have one of the largest wealth gaps between poor black people and rich black people. You know what? We follow the trend. I think like the top 10% of black people own all the wealth. It's literally that we literally follow their same footsteps in the way we operate as a community. And I'm saying all those things contributed. Once we got a taste of the Kool-Aid, we stopped doing collaborative black people shit that kept us intact.
Okay.
That's what I would lay on. That's what I would lay to the floor. We started saying how we did business.
That has more of a substantial impact on the dissolution. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2K, what you think? What you about to say?
Man, can you just run the question down one time? I want to answer your question.
Oh, so my initial question was a thing that Mr. Fantastic and I discussed that he edified me on was that black men got out the way because the social services could provide more than they were able to provide at that particular time. So they chose to get out the way so that Section 8 can prevail.
I think that was the I think that was the weakest of the weakest of us. Okay, like I know dudes right now who will literally put themselves on child support and blase and be in the house because he think that gives his family a better chance of winning. That's just fucking retarded. That's the spirit of a fucking loser. And we always have the men on every side, black, white, Latino, it don't matter. Those are just the men who did it for us. Listen, I would struggle and go to work all fucking day before I let another man feed my fucking family, bro. That was just the weakest of the weak that took that out. And that's that. But it's right though.
Okay. Aaliyah, what were you trying to add in that August? I know you wanted to say something.
I think Tiff had something too. She was trying to chime in.
No, I was just saying that that was the welfare and the stuff, like that's the beginning of the ideology that's the beginning of where that ideology that we have today stemmed from. So that's the beginning. So that's why we keep talking about it, because that's just the beginning of where it came from, like the ideology.
And can I just nail it home?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, this is the example right here. If you didn't have enough dick for your girl, would you let another dude come in and fuck her? No. So why, if you ain't got enough money for your house, why would you step out of way for another nigga to come in and feed them? Those were just the weak of the weak. And they tried to make it like it was the overall majority. It wasn't. I'm sorry, bro.
You think it was 20%?
I think it was less then, but I think it with the propaganda, the CIA, the Cartel Pro, I think it got blown up like there was the majority, just like black men went in the house when we was in the house.
Okay. Go ahead, Tiff. I got you, Strada. After August, you jump in.
I mean, he kind of went somewhere completely different. I'm really
talk about what you gonna say. Go ahead.
I'm about where Shad is and where Dr. G is. Like the narratives, I feel like we as black people are playing ourselves really short, really small, and we're not really understanding that one, these talking points have effect, but two, a lot of what we're saying is like we're like jumping all over the place. We can acknowledge that two things can be true. Like there's some nuance in the why we are where we are. I think for myself, I don't have an agenda of trying to blame black men because of where Black America is, but I also don't have an agenda to blame black women. There are a lot of things that happen to us that have us in this space right now. Pardon me?
Like what?
You just talked about COINTELPRO. So you tell me, you literally list off, you gave different symptoms that have affected Black Americans. You said COINTELPRO, you said the CIA. So even you can acknowledge that there are things that have come into our community that have been harmful. We like two things can be true. We can have some fucked up ways, but you also can be extremely targeted. Like the balance ain't balance. And it's not just because the men
what we need is, so Tiff, this is what we need. Let's stop having a conversation about the conversation, right?
I
So
hear
what happens is when you have an offering, offer something more than just reiterating, right? I think that's uberly important, you know. So let me I'm gonna move on, right? Because I just hearing what people say, we keep doing this and the third. Well, let's offer something different so the conversation can progress just a
So,
little bit.
Hemp,
Let's
the
get
difference.
August. I got you, Steph. I'll come right back to you. Let's get August and Strata, and I need to get Arnold in, right? And we have to go back to what Shad was saying about the percentages are the same, right? So, but we're still having the same issues and we're not in those same dire straits. That's a substantive piece of the conversation. Go ahead, August.
The guy said it in the video. He said that there's a movement happening inside of the movement, and what he was describing is that feminist movement where women started to put themselves first, the same way white women were doing. That's where you get the narrative. You know, if white America catch the cold, black America get the flu. It's the same shit with feminism. Black women took feminism to a whole new high, a whole new level, and so he was explaining to the woman, hey, there's a separation here. There's a movement inside the movement that's pushing us out. Just like 2K said, the black man was pushed out of the house. Black women made the decision. If you talk about all of the symptoms that Shad is talking about, all of the redlining and all this other shit, we can survive all of that shit with the nuclear family. Two incomes in one household is going to make it through all that shit. If the black woman submit to that black man and not force him to be a slave to her emotions and running the relationship through proxy, we can survive all of this shit. Ain't nothing gonna stop us. I'll land right there.
Okay, now August. Now let me just remind you that's your third time kind of saying that same point. You try to spin it, so I ain't catch it, but it's about the third time.
They keep talking about them old, old red
No,
line.
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying. I just got on Tiff. I just need make sure we add something different, right? Until you get a retort to it, so you can retort it back. But and like I said, that's one of your main things, you know. So maybe I just hear it clearly because I hear you.
It's
I heard
the
you
only.
say it.
It's the only.
Now
That's the
I'm not.
kill
I'm not
shot.
dismissing it. I'm just saying we don't want to be because reiterating becomes redundant, and the redundant becomes boring. That's all. Strata, go ahead, and then I want to get Arnold in. Then we're gonna give Tiff back the floor so she can address. Okay, and I'm gonna help Tiff this time. They're gonna talk about Arnold's gonna talk about feminist shit, Tiff. So I need you to have a ready retort for that. Go ahead, Strata.
All right, so I think
excuse you.
we're gonna keep running to the same problems because what happened then is happening now. The lowest of us are producing at a higher clip than the best of us. So the best of us are talking and the worst of us are fucking. If you play more videos in that documentary, you'll see those women that went to the welfare lines, they had 3 to 4 kids with them then. The best of us was in the circle barefoot talking about the worst of us. Now, this can go back to the root cause being behavior with women and shit. Could be true. But as long as the worst of us outpace the best of us in the next generation, this will keep happening. I'll land.
Okay. I like that speculation. I want to see if we can pull that apart. But I like the energy though. Turn on the AC. What's popping? That boy sweating too.
Perfect.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you, bro.
Man.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Put him in the fucking.
You gonna shrug? No, nigga, you gotta do something about it. You can't shrug. Nigga, shrug. Hold on, let me check on my side real quick. Because that is the point that we at when we talking about, what's actually happening right now. Unmute Arnold. Let me see if I can turn you up on this side.
Nah, he don't
got it, man. I got something to
if you're trying to talk through your earphones, bro, probably just talk on the what's name.
Yeah, make sure your audio is not on your headphones.
It shit muted though.
Hey, hell. Who? Oh, I'm about to tell my bad. I go ahead.
So can I?
Arnold didn't say shit.
I got something for Strata, man. I just want to, it's out of respect and everything, but I could retort what it is that he's talking about. I understand where you're coming from. Pause. Here's the thing. When you talk about coming from.
Go ahead.
Oh man. Anyway, when you talk about the best of us and the worst of us, you're absolutely right about that. But the worst of us are those men that are going to allow a woman to lead them through proxy. You remember how she was saying we got to feel a certain way, and you got to make sure that we this and that and this and that. That gave her the choice to select the man that's gonna hold her to task and hold her accountable and say something to her. She ain't trying to hear that shit. But the that's in the hood that's gonna say what she want to hear, make her feel good. He's the one that's running around. That's Pookie running around the hood, saying the right shit, having all the kids. The man that's down on They don't want that nigga because they have options. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's the same shit.
And for the ones that I wanted, like myself, like I have to lead a neighborhood. And I know that it's kind of turning my back on the black community, but it's like you become a meal if you don't feed. So you gotta help. You gotta help from afar, or you become food.
Shot.
I was gonna say that's kind of like that's why I said we operate very similar to the like the most powerful class in America, because when you look at black people as they rise in class, they're more married. Like the 10%, like black people who are the 10% earners are literally married at a 70% clip. So you have middle class black people talking down to poor people, not actually trying to help them, just talking down to them. Don't go to their neighborhood. Ain't a part of no after school programs or nothing. Talking down on the poor, kind of what America does. They make us look at poverty as a moral issue instead of a structural issue. But black people literally do the same thing every other group of people do in America. The more education, the more money they make, they good. Literally follow the script. That's what's happening.
We don't got
Arnold, unmute real quick.
To that,
Hold on, real quick. Let me get Arnold's shit straight. Let me
check.
Just
Yeah, you
take
good.
2 seconds.
You good.
If what he was saying is true, you wouldn't have the talented 10th, because that's not the way that we operate, and it is an anomaly that we behave that way. If you're saying that more people are behaving like the topper ups, that might be something new. But the talented 10th.
I'm talking about modern times. I'm saying we operate just like everybody else.
What happened to the other 90%? Because we're not that far removed, Shad. We're not that.
I'm just curious. Does any other group use the talented 10th? Is that a thing in any other group of people?
I wonder what that was.
Yeah, no. Again, we keep making excuses for bullshit, bro. What? Go ahead. It's on Arnold.
Well, yeah, it's on Arnold, and also Shad wasn't saying. He's saying we operating how they do, where they just separate themselves from the lower rung.
Yeah, my question was
he don't have
asked
that many
for
degrees of separation.
Yeah, but my question was asked for a reason. Those people don't even qualify themselves as the talented 10th. It's not some shit that they say.
Shad didn't say that though.
I didn't say that. Yeah,
Tiff didn't do talent 10. Shad was simply saying we operating how they do. We just totally separate and forgetting about those people when we never operated like that before, and that doesn't benefit us. That's Shad's point.
Yeah, I see. Shad didn't say talented 10th, but that's who he was alluding to. He didn't use the term talented 10th. But that's exactly what he was talking about.
To that, I just pick. I can give you the 1%. The 1% of earner black people are married in a similar club. Yeah, I wasn't using the talented 10. I just used the 10%. I was using.
Okay, either way it goes. This is the thing, bro. Everybody does that. It's not just us.
I'm saying it's American way.
He's saying that doesn't benefit us.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's the standard. If it's the standard culturally, how is it a bad thing? How are we?
It doesn't benefit us. He's saying it doesn't benefit us to operate like that. That's his point.
Yeah, but I understand what he's saying.
Latinos don't operate like that. I ain't seen them separate each other. And the Latinos separate from. I don't think they do.
Yes, they do. They'd even separate from legals and illegals. What are you talking about?
They don't fuck with illegals.
They don't fuck with illegals. What are you saying?
They don't operate by class level. They're not separating by the class level. They literally come up together. That's why 10 of them be in a house.
That's a class, but.
That's his argument. That's his argument.
America is based off
of
marriage.
Hold on. It's getting convoluted, right? So let me table that for a second, but that's very important to parse through. So I heard August want to get in. Mr. Fantastic trying to figure out a retort to what I said because he kind of got caught up. Because one thing, Mr. Fantastic versus me is I'm his kryptonite. You see what I'm saying? That's why I usually stay out the way. Arnold, what's popping?
He ain't beat me.
Oh, he can't beat you either, Shot?
He beat me. I'm the one that came. My introduction was a fighting stat man. That's how I came here.
My fault. I apologize. All right, my bad. Arnold, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
All right, can you reiterate that point you made regarding the feminism thing?
Yeah. So I guess the point I'm making, or what I see is the biggest issue in the black community, is that the black woman has outpaced the black man just as her rate of improvement since feminism, right? So after the keeping the man out the house, all of that stuff went out the way, right? Then feminism happened in the middle of that, and black women excelled at a higher rate or at a faster rate than black men. So now they're having to pair with these black men who they don't see as
viable mates because those men now make either close to as much as them or less than him or just a little bit more on average. And they're like, okay, why am I submitting to that? And that's what's going on in the households. So the part about the clip you played, the man said, hey, I'm gonna just let her do it. Because what? Or else what? You're gonna have to leave if you're gonna fight her.
Is he done?
Yeah. So what do you guys think about what he's introduced in? Dr. G, you haven't said anything. What do you think about that? Do you think that the lack of respect is one of the main factors or the crux of why we can't get together?
Yeah, I think it's one of the main causes for sure. I think we're far down the rabbit hole at this point as it relates to respect from one another. For sure, I can't disagree with that. I just don't know why we don't focus our ammunition back on the root cause, the system. That's where I can't. That's why I got out the car, because I'm like, we want to blame each other, and that's just not where my mind is on this thing. I truly think that.
Oh my God.
So my bad. So I'm saying, so are we asking the system to have black women make way more less money than black men?
The system
way more less.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Again, that's first off.
I said it incorrectly, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah, but what metrics are you using? Hold on. We got a level set or figure something out. How and in what way outside of, I guess, education are black women outpacing black men? What are we talking about here?
No. So outpace. Right, I said it on purpose. Not that they're ahead of us right now, right? But it say we've probably been at the rate of.
That's literally what outpace means, bro.
Hold on, just listen, fantastic. We're at the rate of inflation, right? Just where we was at, we just moving up 3%, right? At some point, black women started catching up to black men.
That's all.
So the gap was like, say, if you go before the crack era, before the take the dad out the house, the gap was wider, right? Grandma and grandpa, the gap was wider, and then now Generation X, it got closer. Generation the millennials is closer, right? Now Gen Z, they look at each other in the eye.
Yeah,
that's every demographic, bro.
Okay, I got you. So no. So yeah, so I see what he's saying. So again, what defeats
you got to mute Arnold.
So what defeats that again is explain to me the fucking Hispanics. Why are the Hispanic women able to fucking respect men that make less money than us? They have a closer gap or the same amount of fucking gap. They beat the hell out of them. I got a part of their culture.
Let him respond. He understand. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying that. So the disconnect, right? Let's call it the middle passage. All right, middle passage, whatever you subscribe to. I know hat itching when I said that. So the issue is they have a culture that they are tied to. We do not.
What?
Right? We don't. What are our? Tell me what are our black rituals, right? That we all do,
bruh.
Right? That we plan on getting invited to because we know somebody turning this age. We could plan for it because we know at this age we do this.
Okay.
We don't. Listen. We don't have that.
You black
Tiff, you gotta stop putting them off. And he gotta echo. Tiff, wait.
Hey, listen. So yeah, Tiff and Arnold have bad microphones. Arnold, finish the point in totality, and then who do you want a response from? Do you want Tiff to respond to retort the culture aspect?
If you want to try, I guess what our culture is capitalism right now.
It don't stand on that.
Okay, go ahead, Tiff. What were you trying to respond with?
Okay, so the culture thing. To have culture, you have to have food. You have our own food, a distinct language. The HAMP, you didn't like it, but we had the AAVE, or you can say at this point BAVE. Then you want to talk about certain customs. Like, I don't know nobody else jumping the damn broom. Black Americans have a very distinct culture within these United States of America, just on practices that we do within ceremonies. We're not going to add hoodoo. We're not going to add gospel. Like, in order to say, like, to me, that's so disingenuous. I think the issue is Black America has such a rich culture and it gets watered down by other people. We can go all the way to rock and roll that was made by Black folks, and then you get an Elvis Presley that's the king of rock. We can say pop music ain't a thing, but we know Michael Jackson started the goddamn thing. Even to the point to where In Living Color started the Super Bowl weekend, because they understood and marketed things. So for another Black American to say that we don't have culture, for me, that shit is infuriating because our culture feeds the masses.
Okay,
Like,
so
Let's not. Let's not.
I
It's not
think he
like
used the wrong
it's
term.
like
he used the right term. All right. So real quick, real quick. He used the right term. He was talking about as it pertains to relationships. He's
Right.
like, what
And
is the
keeping the
motive?
family together.
Hold on, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish. Right. So he was saying, what's the modus operandi? What is the procedure as it pertains to how Black people deal with each other in and through relationships, up to and including having kids? We don't have a modus operandi. That's what he's speaking on in terms of culture.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
so the jump the broom would be more pertaining to what part of the culture he was trying to assess.
Jump the broom, shotgun weddings. It's like there is a thing where
Okay, we don't do those things anymore. I think it's still so. What happens is his point is still valid right there. Arnold, what else were you trying to say? Because that wasn't the biggest. I mean, that is an important point, but I don't know if you were fully done with saying it. Right?
Yeah,
so can you finish?
Yeah. So the like what I'm referring to.
You got it, 2K. I just want to make sure his thought is done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like we don't have like somebody matchmaker that tells us that this is important. Right, that if you don't get in this lane, you're like it's a shame on the family. What our dynamic right now, right, is capitalism and feminism. Those are to me those are two of the biggest pillars in the Black community right now. That the woman can do whatever she want to do. Don't let no man do this. Right, that's there. That I'm saying that we can hang our hat on.
Okay.
So
now, 2K, do you mind if Shad goes because it seems like he has a disagreement?
Yeah, I just he's my elder.
I forgot. My bad. Okay, I'm not saying it's a disagreement. I'm saying we just got to be honest about what's happening. When you come to America long enough, you lose your culture. What Arnold just described is happening across the board amongst all ethnic groups in America. If you look at if you look at the trends, again, the trends are the same. Lower income people, less married. Middle class people, not just blacks, all races, more married. Upper income people, more married. We have to address what capitalism, following this system and the other things that make us American. And I know Mr. Fantastic hates that point because he thinks when I say that, he thinks I'm saying capitalism bad. I'm saying capitalism changes people's priorities. That's why now in relationships, we say if you don't make a lot of money, you're bad. You're not qualified for marriage. You're not even qualified to walk on two legs. That's how America treats poor people.
Okay. Ronald, do you have a response? And Shad, I wanted to understand, what do you think about for English Press 1?
Yo, wow.
What you mean?
Well, you said assimilation, and then what pops in my head is for English Press 1.
Mm-hmm.
But Spanish is I mean, English is the number one business language. But I think is Spanish considered a business language too?
I think Mandarin is coming up pretty quickly. But I'm saying in the United States of America, for English Press 1 tells me that there's not as much assimilation as we saying.
Right.
No, I don't know, man. Because
it could be a reach, pause. I'm just thinking like for English Press 1 in the United States is crazy to me.
You remember that song? I'll vote for Donald Trump. You remember that song?
Vote for Donald Trump.
Remember that song? And look what's happening.
But Shad, you have to. You're talking about culture, and we have to acknowledge that there.
Tiff, real quick, 2K allows Shad to go. 2K,
right.
You allowing Tiff to go?
Yeah, she got it.
Go ahead, Tiff.
2K. All I was going to say is, we have to understand that you're talking about assimilation, and it's assimilation to proximity to whiteness, because there is a dominant, and people will attach themselves and lose their culture, and we see that over and over and over again. So I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying, Shad. I think that, again, we understand there are levels to society and levels to access, and the closer you can get to whiteness for a lot of people, the more that they may feel validated. Not that it's real fantastic. I see you. I'm not saying it's valid. I'm saying that there are other people that are new to America that their proximity, they believe that it makes them better. And I think for Black people and Black Americans, we don't tie our worth to whiteness. We just don't.
Are you associating capitalism with whiteness?
Hold on, real quick. Arnold was supposed to have a chance to reply, real quick, and then you could jump in. Go ahead, Arnold.
And so even if we just say strip all of the stuff down and we say what's important to us right now, I can't tell you that relationships and marriage is something that's important, right? or that's what it would take to fix the black community. Because the way the arc of these conversations are, y'all got to stop talking because y'all are saying something negative about black women. So I'm saying that every time we have the conversation, that's where we stop at. That's where the fight happens. That you're saying something negative about black women, and I'm saying that's the culture.
Not if it's true.
But I'm saying that that's the culture.
I think the lack of balance is the problem, though, with the conversation, though, Arnold. I don't think the conversation in and of itself is the problem. It's the lack of balance and the fact that we want to argue who's done the worst deal to us. You know what I'm saying? We are all suffering as a people. How do we deal with that? Right? We keep separating. No, it's you. No, it's you. And we don't ever talk about the unity and where the lack of that is coming from. Where does that come from?
I guess I don't hear what's valuable to the black woman in these conversations.
Yeah, man, and furthermore,
What do you mean? Wait a minute, Arnold. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't think I've ever heard Tiff say what's valuable. I don't think I ever heard Dr. G say what's valuable. I don't heard Aaliyah say on the POV panel what is valuable.
Well, I'm not on the POV. I'm not on the POV, so you wouldn't hear me say that on the POV.
That's why I named it separately.
Okay. And then,
I'm sorry, Dr. G. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dr. G. I apologize. I'm sorry, Dr. G. I apologize.
No, it's all good. I'm just saying we can't talk at the same time. So that's not even the point of this conversation, though, Arnold. Like that's not what we're talking about, right? So, but it's not.
Yeah, Dr. G,
That's where the conversation has gone, but that's not what we were talking about.
And
so
that's
you're
what
not going to hear.
But you're proving his entire point. Anytime
Fantastic.
it comes,
I thought you got your get back a couple questions ago.
Come on, man. So Dr. G, the conversation is all encompassing, right? I think what they think, Dr. G, is that the what I alleged is a symptom is indeed not the symptom, but instead is the problem. So they're saying throughout everything that we've experienced, what I've heard so far from most of the panelists is that women made these decisions and are still making these decisions to keep us disjointed. So that's what they're saying is the problem. So even though we introduced all that stuff, it didn't matter. The women are still the problem, allegedly.
So how do we continue to have these decisions to make? How are these decisions continuously being given to us to make?
Okay, perfect.
Where's that coming from?
Because you're not dependent upon the man now. So
that's not telling me where.
No answer for her. Dr. G, the question on the table, well, what Arnold said, let's talk about what Arnold said. Arnold said he never heard women say what was important, did he say? Or what did he say?
Important to them.
What was valuable. No, what was valuable.
Valuable. So maybe that's a solution opportunity.
Okay. All right.
So Dr. G, you got the floor still.
Right. So Arnold,
he never heard you say anything that's valuable. Go ahead.
Right. Let's deal with that point of clarity. Valuable about the family, the man. Can you be just a little bit more laser-like specific so that I can nail my answer?
Yeah. So it's what's valuable to you. So what's valuable to you, you're willing to make sacrifices for because you see value in it.
Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying in a relationship or a black man? Like
he said whatever.
In general.
When you by yourself and you in the mirror, what's important?
Right. Right. So what's important to me is the unification of the black family, the black community. When I look in the mirror, I don't see myself disconnected from blackness. Right. I am blackness. I'm a part of blackness. I can't exist without you, Arnold. Right. There is no me without you, and vice versa. That's what I value. I value health and wellness. I value honesty. And that's why I get away when we start having these conversations. And the first thing we want to talk about is what the women did. Right. The balance is important because I think we've all made mistakes that have contributed to our current condition. So let's deal with it like a community. Right. If I acquiesce and say, OK, we're culpable and the women ain't going to let me do that. Right. But let me acquiesce and say we're culpable. We did it. We made the bad decisions. OK, here we are right now, March 11, 2026. How do we move forward in the present condition? Because we can't unring the bell. It's been done. We acquiesce. What do we do? Can you answer my question instead of answering the question?
You gotta submit. You gotta submit.
There you fucking go.
What you gotta
Okay,
do.
what does
You gotta
that
submit.
mean? What are you
That
saying
means
to
that-
2K?
that means that
2K,
I have
2K,
the
2K. I'm
I have the
sorry,
final
August.
say.
2K. I'm sorry, August. Sorry, August. No disrespect. 2K. What does that mean with regard to me acquiescing? Remember, I'm doing this on part of the women. The women ain't with me, but we gonna pretend like it, okay? So you're looking at me. What does my submission look like? Me.
Listen, I need you to get back in the crib. I need you to listen. I need you to be. I need us to be one. Okay. I need when I say something, listen. You have to trust the better judgment of the family of me, because I have the better judgment of the family. Versus, usually a woman have the better judgment of her and the kids. I want to see us go farther. So listen, when I say, hey, can you not work that job, and can you use that doctor degree and put that knowledge in my kids' head, and not put it back in the world for the white man to use it? That's what I'm saying. Are y'all ready to make that commitment?
All right. And so just a little bit more laser-like focus. The kids are grown. They're gone. We old. Okay. So we're talking about today. How do we move forward from this present position today? You see, because this is the thing. Because this is the thing. We all in different places in our walk at this point. We can't say that the solution is a one-stop shop, because what you just did, 2K, doesn't include me. There are no children. Right?
But as you said, though, you're every woman. You're representing every woman.
Fantastic. You just being egregious at this point.
I'm not being egregious, Dr. G. I'm just
You cut me off. You cut me off on purpose at this point. You're not even being a gentleman about it. I don't want to talk no more.
Just interjecting.
Get my ball and I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm done. Because you done this 40, 45, 50 times.
Listen, man,
You ain't even trying to be respectful at this point. I quit. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
Okay, well, if you're gonna take the ball and going home, I'll pick it up and I'll score, right? So
okay,
listen, right? He gave you the scenario, and of course, you said you representing all women, but then you personalize it to sidestep the accountability.
I said laser-like focus. I wanted him to be more specific. That part, what he said, we got it. Submit. Okay, now we got to look at the various scenarios that our community is in. We are not a monolith.
And he gave you the scenario, and you sidestepped it.
What did he say? When I asked the second question, you cut in.
Said it wasn't no kids there. You said he gave you the scenario, and you said it wasn't no kids there.
Yes, fantastic. I'm asking him for the next phase of the plan, and you cut in. I'm asking him what's next for the people who don't fit the scenario he gave.
That wouldn't be a family. That wouldn't be a family. We're talking about the family. So we know we're talking kids involved.
We're talking about the Black community. Everybody in the Black community is not raising a family. Fantastic. We got
those are the most important people.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Fantastic. Let me
Jesus.
Let me get her the answer to the question.
Thank you.
Okay, so what if we don't have a family, that looks like enforcement. When you see a younger Black female like a Leah, I need you to take her under your wing, give her guidance, help her understand what it took you a while to understand. That's what it look like when you don't have a family, but it need to be submission all the way across the board. And don't think that we not submitting to y'all too.
Thank you for the balance, 2K. The balance. This is what listen. That's what I've been asking for. I needed you to say that part. That's where I was trying to get to. Thank you for saying that part. It's a two-way street, right?
But I think that's implied for both games.
It can't be implied. We gotta say it. We gotta say what it is. We gotta name a thing a thing.
Again, so NK don't want for niggas. Niggas ain't shit. Niggas is gay.
See,
niggas
here he go. Here he go. I can't. Fantastic. You ain't right.
Well, you were done at this point. So now it's my turn. You were done at this point. So it's my turn, right?
Too,
so hold on. So I ain't said shit in a quite some time. Okay. So again, man, you know, you gotta say it in a nice way. You gotta make the Black women feel good. You gotta fucking step away from just being harsh, honest with the fucking truth and where you fucked up at. Hey, you fucked up. I need you to do this, and this. Make it sound good to me. Then I'll do it. Which means what? You're not in fucking control. You're still fucking coddling. You're still motherfucking submitting to the woman because she's only going to do it if you do it the way she wants you to fucking do it. Yeah. Aaliyah, go ahead, baby.
No, I just wanted to like build off of like essentially that, because we spent years listening to women go on and on and on about men being the problem. So the minute that we're like now broaching the balance that you want, now we're broaching the other side of said balance. And every time we get to this side, we can't get to the other side because we always get stopped here. And every time we get stopped here, that's when we're trying to bring in black men. That's when women want to say, oh, we need a balance. We need to hear both sides and this, that, and the third. We spent years hearing the other side. So we don't need to hear it right now. Like when we're trying to, if you want to actually move on with solutions and build, and like you said, if the unity of the community is really important, we have to acknowledge the problem. And the majority of women have to concede that women are the problem for us to move forward. We cannot move forward, because even when you were having the discourse with 2K, you immediately moved the goalpost to just women with no kids. Like
We talked about we talked about the family. So now we're talking about the other part. That's all. I wanted the full picture through his eyes. That's it. It wasn't a move. It was, okay, tell me about this sector. You told me about this part. Now what about this part? Now what about this part? That's the way you move, you have conversation. Sorry, Aaliyah, I cut you off. I cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I completely understand that, and I get why you moved that way. I'm just saying the answer that he gave you can also suffice for that side. It doesn't, like, you just gotta take kids out, but still submitting to a man and like trusting a man to lead you and things of that nature. Those solutions can still work for people without kids. So just needing another hone in specific solution for just those people, it just seems like you're not really trying to get a said solution, because one was given to you and then we needed to make it even more specific for you to be like, yes, this is what I need.
We're just covering all the bases, y'all. That's all.
I want to point something out too. The man was saying earlier in the video again, and this is the same conversation, that we have to submit to making a woman feel comfortable, and a woman is not going to, then unless if we don't make them feel comfortable, they're not going to submit to a man. And it's the same conversation we're having right now, where in order for us to be able to feel good about what it is that you're saying, you got to spread it like mayonnaise and say that it's both of us, even though it's really just all us, but you got to take some of it so that we feel good about what it is that you're saying. It's the same rhetoric of trying to control the community through proxy, through how we feel about things. That's the problem.
Yeah. So I was saying, like, in the nature of like this conversation, we're talking about like what happened, right? What happened to throw us off of our path, right? As Black people,
feminism.
So I'm sorry that it was feminism, right? And that the Black men hasn't been doing well enough, right, to keep up with feminism, right? And that hurt, right? Because we're not doing well enough financially, right? To basically, because we have to combat every woman has hypergamy, right? And the Black woman is a woman. Yes. So if she sees her man close to her, right, where they say that 2,000 or that 5,000 don't really make a difference if you divide it by 12, and it's right, he can't really do much more than me. Is he better than me, right? Do I see him as a man in this household, right? So when he wants to go left and I want to go right, which way do we go? In most houses, you go the way the woman wants to go.
He said it in the video. He said it in the video.
Why are we allowing that question, though? Why are we allowing that question?
I don't agree with that either.
He said it in the video that you don't want to live off of the amount that I have. It's not that you can't survive off of this amount, but you want to live off of what the white people are doing. The European standard. I'm able to take care of you, but you want more, and it's not enough for you, so you destroyed me.
Yeah, so Miss Ann syndrome. But that goes back. Miss Ann syndrome is a product. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Miss Ann syndrome is a product of Black women envying white women and trying to hold us to the white man standard, even though they talk about. And that's why I say, bro, this shit is just crazy, bro. Again,
now we agree there. It is crazy. We agree there.
So this the bottom line, because y'all niggas too smart, bro. Shit just A, B, and C. The thing is, we are trying to. First of all, we're trying to assert dominance while cater to feelings. At some point, we just gonna have to fucking crush their feelings.
That's what I'm doing.
Or they gonna get their ass crushed or ran over.
Please.
No. See, that's
See,
really
hey, 2K, you needed that though. See what Dr. G said? See how she immediately came back? No, nigga, please. She didn't say nigga, please. She didn't say nigga, please, but she said nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
You feel what I'm saying?
We like
And
that.
that
That's what
right
it is.
there.
Let him
Thank
get
you,
through the
Dr.
three.
G.
Let him get through the 3. Go ahead. What is
Man, you really just fucked me up. So what it looked like, damn, man, I just forgot the point. It was good too.
You were saying something. Good. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, you were saying that you have to forego their feelings and just do it the hallway.
Damn,
That's what the lady was saying. She was like, "Man, fuck our feelings." She was like, "Y'all
But
gotta force me to take it from
the
us."
last time all y'all started talking, he lost his point. So we're gonna do it again too.
Nah, it's cool, man. It's Dr. G's. Listen, cuz it's gonna be all or nothing, bro. Like, no, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna say. That's how you could tell the black man love y'all so much, despite what Sherelle have to say. We still are coming to a test that we know that we gonna fucking fail. All right, but we study, and we still trying to pass it, knowing that we got the answer, but it's just not gonna be the answer you want. So we trying to try every equation in this fucking math book to get the answer,
get it across.
And we know the answer, but we trying another way for you. And it's gonna come to a point where it's just gonna be extreme dominance.
Can I add on to your point, 2K? That's why I was saying. Okay.
Hold on, y'all. All right, hold on. I walked off. It seemed like I missed a lot of shit. So, are there any responses to this?
To what 2K said?
Yeah, just like what 2K said, what Arnold saying, like what?
I just the point of submission. Oh, go ahead, Aaliyah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, babe.
Oh no, I was just saying I agree. I just feel like men need to be like when women say, "Oh, all of this is the man's fault." That's the only time I agree, because there are men that are acquiescing to the feelings of women, which is making the problem a bigger problem.
Facts.
So once the men who are not acquiescing to women's feelings get control of the niggas that are doing that, and like get them together, all men need to stop acquiescing to women's
Why y'all
feelings.
can't never do nothing?
Because it's a small minority of them.
Not
It's
even that. Not
The
even
small
that. Because
minority
y'all
is being
and they're picking them.
loved on by the
No,
women.
that's all of that's the wrong answer, because y'all they mamas. Y'all are they mamas. Y'all fucking brainwash these fucking boys into worshiping you, deifying you, and turning you into a motherfucking goddess. Okay? I can't tell a nigga, okay, that his mama ain't shit without having to fight him or damn near kill him. That's why.
Listen,
so you putting a black man in a fucking unwinnable fucking thing, the way you say the small percentage of niggas that are willing to tell the truth and had a solution to go against some niggas that you done told him, nigga, you better kill or somebody talk bad about me. It's impossible.
Yeah, too, but think about what
I who these women are y'all be talking about?
Think about the impact Derrick Jackson had on the black community. One dude can fuck up the doings of 1,000 real niggas.
And 2K, what did the real niggas say? Just real quick, Dr. G, just real quick. Hold on, Dr. G, just real quick. 2K, what all the real niggas told you? That nigga fucking. He fucking.
For
years, he fucking. Oh, nigga, you just gave. Oh, nigga, you just
The internet don't even know who he is.
All right, y'all, it's getting a little bit. Come on, it's watering down now, man.
Ham, I don't know these women that they keep talking about who won't submit to their men. I don't know.
Here's the important part about every time a person makes the point. We think that because we don't have any experience in it, that the point is false or the point is moot. But here's the thing. If you tell me something, shouldn't in a conversation I take it into consideration?
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell me a thing, should I reply to the thing or simply say it don't exist? So let me ask, just based on what's on the table, that's what's being presented to you in terms of what their experience, what the brothers around them are saying, what's happening in the barbershops, maybe, right? So what do you say if they're saying, hey, this is the modus operandi that's being instilled in these men that are then acquiescing to a fault? Because that's what's being presented.
Yeah, I agree with them. That has to stop. They have to get in line. Like you shouldn't be. That's not your role to acquiesce to a woman. I agree with them on that. I wasn't pushing back on that.
Okay, what's your point of contention?
I'm just saying that I don't know that there is an overwhelming issue with women submitting to their men to the point to where our community has crumbled.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you don't know, so you're unsure?
Yeah.
Or you're saying
I
that's
don't
not okay.
I don't believe that is the overwhelming cause of the collapse of the Black community.
Okay. Strata, what say you?
I'm over here trying to reconcile. Are we saying as a whole that the minority and the worst of us is having a worst effect on us and that the best of us can't keep pace? Is that what I'm hearing? Because it's like in one breath, we'd be like, that's a minority. And the most of us aren't this thing. But then we're saying the products of these generations that are coming after, that's what I'm saying. Like we keep coming back to that point.
Strata, let me give you this breakdown. So, Mr. Fantastic, and I'm going to use this terminology to be fair to everybody listening and understanding. Mr. Fantastic said allegedly the ideology of these men to acquiesce and praise the women come from that being instilled by their moms. You could then couple back with the fact that 70% of us are born out of wedlock, and most of us are in mother-led homes. So now the ideology, regardless if the best of us, because you're saying best, what most people hear is who got money and who don't. But if most of us are coming from single mother-led homes, we all have that ideology regardless of how much money we're making. So it continues to perpetuate the issue. That's what's being laid out.
And to Schroeder point, the best of us have left the community. I think Sean said that earlier. The best of us have left the community. So it's like the weaker is running it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
They're disjointed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I know I had to leave the community because I'm bait. I'm food. I got to go. So now you got little Pookie running that motherfucker over me because I couldn't be there no more.
Because you're not there. Go ahead, Strata.
I think that the answer is kind of gonna have to be fuck that. The answer is in the best of us. Meaning, as opposed to trying to get all women to acquiesce to this thing, we gotta get the intelligent ones that we're trying to recreate this nuclear family that makes sense. Those are the ones we have to focus on, because the answer to the retort of the rhetoric that men have heard is you finding a wife that is above, a cut above. You don't need to change all of them because that's a hard ass that's not gonna work with the fuck. But your biggest retort to women being uncooperative and you know all the shit we don't want them to be is you have to find the one that isn't, and then create a family that steers against what we know is.
Strata, now let me ask you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Now,
sure.
I have to ask you the probability question, right? Because what would be alleged, what would be the instant retort is you need to find a piece of hay in a needle stack.
For sure.
Right? Because the same ideology that was instilled in the men, right? This is what the retort would be. Is the same ideology that would be instilled in the men, but on the opposite end, my shit don't stink, right? So now, what is the probability that's going to happen? Because that would be the obvious reply.
I think that when the argument is being made, this is why it's back to being hoodwinked, because it's being made about the worst of us. I think most of us are reasonable when we start talking about the middle class and those that have some fucking sense, especially about two people that like each other. Like a lot of this other shit, it is the extremes of us that are operating in this convo. And I think that that's fucking up those that can feasibly make this work, just opting out. Because we're starting to believe that the worst of us is us.
Okay, so your argument is, so you don't agree with this negative ideology being instilled in most of us?
No.
Okay, so you disagree. So most women don't think like the propaganda, and most men don't acquiesce like the propaganda.
Facts, they don't.
That's what you're saying.
It doesn't happen this way.
And then how do you now questions? Hold on, y'all. How do you substantiate that?
I think it's based on the fact that the middle class and quote unquote the best of us are still the best of us. If what they're saying was true, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that, Hemp. If what they were saying was true, and the women were as unruly, and the men had lost control, like we say, everything that we've built it would be a higher percentage of us being impoverished. It'd be a higher percentage of us that are worst off. But it seems like we keep cherry picking when we want to say that's not us because that's minority, and then we want to say that we're better than when we want it. We're only better than when it's convenient. But that can't be true because now it's not tracking.
Okay, so all right, okay, I understand. I understand.
Pull out the calculator. You can do it right now. Pull out the calculator.
What's the calculator shot? Hold on, y'all.
For what, though?
Hold on, y'all. What's the shot? What's the calculator shot?
Look at the percentage of black people in the middle class, and then look at how many of those people are married. Then look at the black people in the upper class, and look at the percent of those people that are married. You can do that. You can do the calculation real quick.
But it's moved though. You don't need to do any of that shit because at the end of the day, it's fucking less than 30%. It's less than 30%.
You're talking about a small minute of those.
What he's saying is, guys, I'm gonna have to start muting y'all, right? Okay. So here's just because I'm getting tired, so that's my lazy way of moderating, right? And I never mute, So what he's saying is, okay, you have the percentage that is 30%. He's saying, however, what class is the majority of that 30%? Are they the high class? Are they the middle class? What percentage of us makes up that 30%? That's all he's saying.
It will be the majority of middle class, Hamp. We know the majority of black people are middle class. So it's moot. He's not making a good point at all.
Why is it moot?
Because you're comparing the fucking the two biggest class of people to where the high class or the upper class of black people is a small percentage anyway. I promise you the 10% or the 1% is not representing over 50% of the fucking marriages.
You're saying the middle class is the largest part of us.
Yes, clearly.
So
That's,
of course
that's
they're
in
going to be
every
the most
group.
married.
That's in every group.
So you're saying the middle class is the most of everybody, and they usually overrepresent in most of the categories.
What are we talking about? So it's a moot point.
But no, but then it bangs back on its head because you're saying that the 70% of the women that have these kids, they become the propaganda stuff we don't want. So it don't make sense.
It does make sense because those women are the women that the men's supposed to marry. So even if she grow up and she get a degree and she get all this other shit and so on and so forth, she has a motherfucking I can do bad all by myself. I don't need no man. All of this fucking rhetoric to where the black man ain't shit and don't want. This is what y'all don't understand. But then you telling the men, oh, black men don't want to be married. No, that's not true. More black men are married than black women, even though it's more black women than black men.
Yeah, that wasn't my claim, but I understand what you're saying though, right? I think that with these convos, I get it. I think that the smartest of us are trying to make an about face on this small percentage at 30 and 20%, and then making it look fucking terrible. When I'm saying that the average middle class man and the average middle class black woman that are attracted to each other do not have these problems hyperbolic. Like it's not as hyperbolic as we make them in these convos. To where there is a way to figure it the fuck out. Those that want do. Those that won't. All
right, let me hear August and Arnold.
I just wanted to ask Strata a question because you have to explain why the marriage rates are so low. You understand what I'm saying? So because that's the signal right there is the marriage rates that are low.
Got you. That's a good question. I think the marriage rates are low because these conversations have been focused in on the minority of us, which has made it seem like a bad deal for those that could opt in.
What about the dude in 1970? He said to her that you don't want to submit to me. You don't want to. The dude in 1970 said the same conversation. He said it. There's a movement inside of the movement. You are exalting yourself above the community. So that don't play no role.
It does play a role, and I think that it goes back to what I just told you earlier. If you watch the rest of that documentary, because it's a very interesting documentary,
I'm gonna check it out.
What I said still stands, which is the best of us are talking, the worst of us haven't stopped fucking. And so the product of that will be what we don't like is increasing at a rate way higher than the things that we can actually control, because the best of us, we're not being competitive. With what we're passing down.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because the worst of us can acquiesce to a woman's emotion. The way that the community is being ran, because the woman has been exalted where she doesn't need the man and independent. She has more choices. So if you don't make me feel good in this relationship, I'm gonna choose otherwise. And the guy that make her feel good, that the Pook and Ray Ray that's gonna make her feel good, he having all the sex.
Slow down.
All right,
I have one question for you. In this middle class family that's gotten it right, August, are we saying that man is also acquiescent and that woman ain't bought into the system as well?
Yes.
Because that's an important point. If y'all saying that, I gotta go on mute. I can't really
To a
talk.
degree, yeah. To a
He
degree,
said yes.
because
All right. No, he said yes. So let me hear what Arnold was gonna say.
Yeah. So if we saying that we understand that the people who are at the higher rates, right, of income are more likely to be married, right? All that speaks to the hypergamy part, right? That in those situations, okay, yes, it's gonna work because I'm saying that's to me that's the solution. To niggas do better financially, and women will fall in line because that's what they value. Right? I don't think they might value kids. I don't think they value the family. They value money, right? They value things that they want. I don't think that they necessarily value the family structure.
Okay.
Right?
So that's regardless of class, right? You said that's regardless of class, right?
Correct. And so the man who is, the over 100K, the college educated man, he is a more viable candidate for marriage. And right, and those guys end up getting married at a higher rate because it just makes sense. I'm saying that to me, it's scientific. So if we want to fix it, I'm saying that the men are going to be the ones that have to do better. You're going to have to give her a better blueprint than the one she got in her head. Because if you don't, it's going to fail.
I just think.
So let me read these real quick. Arnold, mute for me. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most. Why me with the $5 is Eve caused sin in the beginning. Jezebel and Delilah, parentheses, today's women, then carried the torch. 2026 history is repeating itself. Ed with the $2 says, I'm part of the worst of us, ellipsis, as a broke, dusty lame. Aaron with the $2 says, are black people too scared to leave our people behind? I think Shah's saying that we ain't. That's the problem. As Abe with the $10 says, why not focus on crushing the white man feelings since he is the one who did it to you and could do nothing and you could do nothing about it? He doped you up and made you shut up and do what he told you to do, and you acquiesced to him. Aaron with the $2 says, Dr. G basically said 2K, y'all black men can't control shit. Marcus with the $5 says, thank you, 2K. At some point, we as men have to say, fuck y'all feelings. And with the $2 says, we should just give up. No shame in quitting. HAMP, you got to put it all together, man. I'm trying to catch up. I think I didn't miss a lot, though, but I think we together so far. Let me know, okay? Aaron with the $2 says, black women want to see the full picture before they submit. Fat Boy with the $5 says, leave my Dr. G alone. Marcus Evans with the $5 says, what up, brother HAMP? And some of the good people on the panel. The art of listening goes to Aaliyah. Aaron with the $2 says, what's coming soon is this world will bring us together. Peace be still with the $5 says, a lot of households were left without men during the last draft. Many black men didn't come back, and many more came back on drugs or mentally diminished. As Abe with the $5 says, black men are the only ones still touting another man's culture that those men don't even tout. Why black men refuse to hear men who keep talking against their women? Can't get right. What's popping? Been a member for 2 months. Has gotta keep it a bean, Sprout. I don't like how much it hurts my feelings when Sherelle gets started. Shaking my head. On the panel or in the comments. She hard in the paint. And that shit stings. I love black women.
That's a tactic.
Callie with the $2 says, treating your women well is bad now, LOL. As Abe with the $5 says, black women are not fighting for equal pay, which is what white women wanted. Black women couldn't vote when white women fought, so they could. Know your history. Stop spewing y'all YouTube talking points. As Abe with the $5 says, feminism with white women is another lie. August, Sojourner Truth was a catalyst for black women, ellipsis. Now, know your history before spewing YouTube talking points. Wide Nose Chronicles with the 20 ball says, black women are not the problem, but they are part of it, and so are black men. It's not about families, money, or any of that. Black people have always been a part of a government psyop.
Perfect.
A powerful tool. Look at 2K and Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, so again, now you're a psyop if you agree with the fucking,
last was necessary. That
Right.
Dr. G liked it.
Wasn't
Right.
Hey, let
The
me finish
last
the super
sentence
chats.
was out of line, but the rest of it,
Finish
yeah.
these. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? You want to get kicked off in the last 20 minutes? Don't do it. It ain't worth it. I'm reading the super chat. Tell G with the $2 says, Aaliyah, can you sing us 4-page letter, please? Not you, Arnold. As Abe in the $2 says, shy, bring it out. You are not scared. Leslie was popping kid with the $5 says for the gold. Brother number, appreciate you, Aki. Leslie been a member for 23 months.
Wow.
Answer, and this might be risky. Real ready with the $5. If black people was together, the order took advantage of the programs like the Somalians do. Brother number with the dollar sticker, appreciate you. Kasim been a member for 27. Perfect. I would say the system created the conditions for dependency. Individuals then navigated those conditions in various ways, given the results we have. And with the $2, the flu got HAMP looking like evil Kermit up there. Damn. Well, what's popping? With the $10, can black men and black women adequately defeat the system if they look at themselves as separate entities?
No.
Jay Miller with the $5. I wonder what type of men in the single mothers in that old video raised. Oh, you wonder what type of men the single mothers in that old video raised. And with the $2, Dr. G, black women are synonymous with the system. And yeah, with the $5, do we account for the men who had to leave family due to the Great Migration? And yeah, with the $5, being barely above the poverty line is a lot of cases worse than being. Oh, I read this. Right. And then Aaron with the $2, the real issue is we don't agree on a clear enemy. Prime with the $5 says, I literally see other women married to black men, and I don't see them saying black men can't provide or any of the bullshit said in our community. John, what up? John with the 20 ball says, just take Roe vs. Wade. Regular / average women who don't agree still support. Michelle said, vote differently than your husband. Wow. Average women move this way. This isn't the bottom of the barrel. It is us. Wow. I read this one. Oh, and with the $2, the only winning move is not to play. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, Jay Miller with the $5. I agree with Arnold. They got more cooperative as my salary increased. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right, we're at the science project portion of the show. What is the solution? So the S is in parentheses. Okay. What is the solution?
It's about us trying to be right and learning how to
Wait. I'm thinking a number between 1 through 10. What is it, 2K?
10.
What is it, Tiff?
3.
The number is 5. You want to go? You want to let 2K go?
I'll let 2K go. Go for it.
What you got, 2K?
The solution to the problem, and thank you, Tiff, is to I think our daddies need to start marrying off the daughters again. I think we got to go back to the medieval times. Instead of trading you for livestock, just let your daddy be in charge of who are you marrying, because I feel like with him being your daddy, he know what's best for you, what's similar to your upbringing, and it won't be based on shit like looks or how much money he make. It's going to be the well-being of yourself. I'm done.
Tiff?
So 2K, we don't agree all the time, but I would agree with you.
Tiff, your solution, Tiff. Go ahead, talk your shit, Tiff.
I absolutely believe in what he's saying in the sense of arranged marriages, communal relationships where the elders are verifying and solidifying these relationships. I think that is very valid. Based on what he's saying, I have no pushback to that. What I will say is I think the removal of a familiar or communicative where like the relationship was beneficial to everybody. Everybody benefited from that marriage. Everybody benefited from that union. We have to get back to that. I don't think it's a man-woman thing. I think we have to like really be very honest in the sense of what is the perks in this union coming together? What do we need to gain from that together? So the HAMP, I know you say it ain't a one side or other side. The gender banging for me in 2026, I don't have time for it. Like motherfuckers gonna lose the right to vote. People are like, we're way in a different thing to where black men and black women are going to have to work together in order to secure certain things for our culture. So I want for us to solve this so we don't look divided and as the weakest link. Because right now, if somebody came in from the outside, we'd be fucked up real bad.
Oh, got you. Tiff, who would you like to go next?
I've seen Strata and my sis Dr. G. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna lean to Dr. G to make the decision because
Damn, Tiff, who you want to go next?
Dr. G, because she a black women's.
All right, go ahead, Dr. G.
I'll repeat what's already been said. I think the community coming together, we got to work together, right? And I think that the submission on both sides needs to happen, a truce or whatever you call it. Like, just start right now. How do we come together as a community and begin to fight the real enemy? Because we aren't it. Right? We've been doing this since the 70s. We've been fighting back and forth, back and forth. We've got nowhere. So at a point, we got to decide to change the game, to change the plan. So acquiesce or submit or whatever, both sides balance, right? And then how do we move forward together strategically against the real enemy? Because it ain't us.
Strata?
Black men, find the Most High. Go back to your holy books. Reinstill yourself with principles that make sense. Black women, find your black men. You have lost them. You've been sold a bunch of lies, and it's made you unruly in a way that has put us all out of order. So I need my black men to submit to the Most High. I need my black women to submit to those black men. I need them to raise strong children under this umbrella.
Strata, who you want to go next?
August.
Appreciate you, brother. I'll say that just if you listen to the rhetoric of the women that are speaking on the panel right now, they're using this egalitarian word choice to make it seem like there's a way for us to move forward as a community without the actual submission of the black woman to the black man. And we're explaining to you and we're trying to scream from the mountaintops that we cannot move forward unless you submit. There's no other way. There's no way for us to have this dual idea of us having combat of every decision in the house because you can't move forward like that. And the only men that are going to allow you to move like that are the men that are less than us. The ones that are going to acquiesce to how you feel about shit. Those men ain't competitive, but they going to acquiesce to how you feel about things. And that is the only way we're going to be able to move forward.
Him.
Who you got? August, you go next.
Like,
I got Aaliyah.
Nobody else did that.
Literally.
I got Aaliyah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
So I agree with August. I think the first step is for Black women to concede. Concede, submit, whatever word makes y'all feel better. We just got to do that so we can move forward as a community. We will never be able to actually move forward and unify until we are able to understand as Black women. Like, we have to understand that. Like, we have to be able to look within, look in the mirror. We have to do that. We have to make that sacrifice for our community. The fact that we're not willing to make that sacrifice and let our egos go. I really don't know what it is that we're holding on to so strongly. Like, we're still going to be free. Like, we still got the rights. We still could vote. We still could get the credit cards and everything. Everything is still going to be the same. Let them get to their
solutions.
We just got to, submit. And once we submit to the covering of our men, I think we will be okay. I think we can get through anything. If we was able to get through slavery, we can get through this. I just don't understand that. That will always be my point. The solution is to just concede. Let's just throw our hands up like, y'all got it. Aren't we tired as Black women? Aren't we tired? I'm tired and I'm young. I'm only 23 and I'm tired. So we just gotta, concede. Like, let's just throw our hands up and just be like, you got it. And then and then we can move forward. That's all we need.
Who goes next, Aaliyah?
Who didn't go?
Shadi, Miss Fantastic.
Strata.
Shad and Mr. Fantastic didn't go.
Oh, you said sorry. Shad.
we can operate from different opinions, but we can't operate from different facts. The blueprint for us is there. We always value the wisdom of the elders and the experts of our community. We got to remember why that's important. Our brains have been filled with a lot of garbage, and we adopt narratives that don't belong to us. We've lost our culture. We've lost our traditions. We've lost the things that made Black people unique in this country. And we have to figure out a way to get that first before we start talking about the men and women. Our brains have been co-opted. We are white people. We are white people in Black bodies. So we got to figure out how to deal with that. Once we figure it out, then we're gonna collaborate. I agree with everyone about what we need to do with our relationships, but I think we are a group of broken people, and that brokenness, this talk of submission won't get us past that brokenness that we're not willing to admit that we have. And so once we can admit that we're broken people and that we've adopted some things that go against what has made us successful and kept us resilient, start from there. We work through that, and then all the other things we're talking about. I agree with what everybody said, what everyone has said.
It's fantastic,
brother. Yeah, man. Most important thing, Black men, you're not the problem. Understand and realize that. Keep moving forward. Work with the women that are willing to work for you. Do not acquiesce. Do not submit. Establish yourself as a man. Understand that all this bullshit these women are talking about is just that bullshit. You can't complain about being too close in earnings when there are men that make far less money than what you make. They have women that submit to them, that works for the ground they walk on, that are families that are willing to build with them, that are willing to do all these different things that Black women say they're too good to do. Furthermore, just to close it out, Black women are willing to pay Chris Brown an extra $1,000 on top of whatever they pay to see him in concert. Okay, so if she can pay that man $1,000 just to take a picture with her for a fantasy, okay, she can help you build a dynasty, brother. You're worth it.
Crazy.
I'm done.
Tiff, what did you want to say to August?
That's ridiculous.
So much has been said. You know what? Y'all got it.
No, I'm saying, what did you want to say to August?
It's okay.
It was about, I had said something about the rhetoric that was being spewed, and I don't know if you remember. I was saying something about the rhetoric.
Yes. So you were talking about submission. And
Yes.
Submission is not it's not a cuss word. It's just not. And if you have somebody, hold on, because hear me out. I don't feel like submission. I'm not being oppressed. Nobody's lording over me. I like to take care of my husband. I value that. I like creating a home. And it's something that I feel like I value from and he values from. So submission is it's not a beat down. It's honorable. It's something that I firmly feel like there's a blessing from God that allows me to be able to do that. And I'm blessed because my husband provides that. So when we talk about submission, I want for us to stop making it like this nasty cuss word, in the sense of I have provision and I have protection from my husband that covers me, that covers my family, that me creating a home for him, that's not a deficit. I'm not losing. It's an honor for that. And I'm not trying to be a mammy. I'm saying I know what it feels like to be unmarried, and I know what it feels like to be married. I know what it feels like to be under protection and a covering, and I know what it feels like to not. What I will say is I don't think it's enough women that may necessarily be talking about it look different because it is different, because it feels different, because it's different. And I'm somebody that I met my husband in 2007. We got married later in life. Like I'm traditional, non-traditional. So when I hear people talk about submission and talking about allowing a man to lead, that's not a hindrance. That is a man that has authority that is coming from God, that is a blessing that allows you to rest in your femininity. And that is it's not a hit to me. I'm not losing. I'm not less smart. I'm not less feminine. I'm not less powerful. I'm blessed.
Tip, can I ask you something? You saying that right now, but when you was given the opportunity to explain what the solution was for the black community, you wasn't barking the submission talk. If you was saying the submission talk and was like, "Hey, we need to make we need to make sure." Hold on, Tiff. Hold on. We need to make sure that we submit as women to our men, because that's what I'm doing to my husband right now. If you were saying we need to work together and we need to come together and think together and be together, and you was talking this egalitarian talk, the black man needs to be exalted above his woman because he has to be the leader. There should be no equality. She has to submit to him. She has to look at him and say, how you say we doing this shit is how we doing this shit. You wasn't talking that talk. You talking it now, but you wasn't talking that first.
So August, I want
She had a
Now I'm
change
gonna
of
yell at
mind.
her like that. I'm just being passionate.
Like no. Dr. G and to August, I'm gonna say this. And him, you know my husband. You speak to him, y'all are in communication. You've met me personally.
I don't deny what you're saying is true.
August,
I believe
it's
you.
not back and forth. We don't have to be at odds with each other. What I'm saying is this, I literally don't have to be at odds with you, and I don't have to be at odds with the men on this panel, because the man that's over this home, I'm protected. And what I won't do is go back and forth, because I'm not going to make my husband look less than. So when you said I didn't go back and forth, if you give me the opportunity and you go back, you're not going to hear me slight a black man, a black father, a black husband, or a black man that's in leadership within his scope. I don't.
You talking that now. You talking that after I said what I said. That wasn't your first thought. You know what I'm saying?
It's not true.
What I'm saying is not true.
What you're saying is just fundamentally, even from
what did I say that was wrong?
Wait a minute, Strata. I love that you laughing, because again, Strata, am I saying anything that you hear me say day to day from Discord?
Last week you kind of attacked 2K a couple times.
No, his wife is not black, and I'm gonna say that. Like, that's not an attack, that's a fact.
You know what? I acquiesce to this. You're right.
And 2K, I'm not saying that she's less than. You love your wife, you take care of your wife, you love your children. You even talked about trying to, let my daughter take care of things. One thing don't have to do with the other. You love your wife, you are a provider, you take care of her. Full stop.
You gotta be that.
What are we talking?
Tiff, I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying you wasn't talking that talk when you had the first opportunity to give us.
She heard it. She didn't
even
reply to it. Yeah,
that's what she didn't. She not replying to that. She trying to make it seem like it's something else I'm saying to her. I'm not saying that.
So we'll rewind the tape and go back, because you know what? This is YouTube. Replay crew. Timestamp.
What? Wait, we all just
sat.
Sat through.
Leah was gonna say something.
We just sat through the conversation, right? Like, we all sat through the same conversation.
Yes.
Oh, I'm confused, because
it's okay.
Literally
You're young. It's okay.
Well, it's not about young. I think
it is.
That's dismissive.
It's not about this is the overarching issue. It's not about young, old, married, single, right? It's about the structure that we don't have, right? Like, it's about the things that we don't understand. We get the submission, protect, and provision. Those often come for couples, right? But one thing that we're missing, that you need to speak, you need to own ourselves, is benevolence, and the opposite. I lost my train of thought. Benevolence and
malevolence.
No. Benevolence and deference. Right? Women show deference. Stop talking while I'm talking now.
Okay.
Benevolence is from men to women, and deference is from women to men. Those things can exist, and they should be shared amongst the two sexes outside of a romantic relationship. But we don't even have those things. And then we want to strive for these goals with no structure. You see, you can take, right? Like 2K is an atheist, right? But you can take instructions from the Bible as just a standard way to live your life without saying God exists or not, right? And we can take those instructions as a community and benefit. Forget the stories. Forget the bread and fish and all that. Just take the laws and the statutes and how you conduct yourself.
And I think that we'll get further faster, but we need something that's concrete, because us just trying to make it up and being not trying not to be a monolith doesn't serve us. So it's hard for us to weed through the things. I think that we said today overall that the women are the problem, right? So I'll accept it because I respect the people on the panel. I do have to put an asterisk next to it because I feel, and I'm saying feel, that we skip past a lot of things that happen to us that cause us to err and get this way. One profound thing 2K said a few months back is white people had hundreds of years to act a fool. And now they judging us as we only had 60 years to act a fool. Let us get our 100 years to act the fool and then see where we come out at. But we being judged as though we supposed to be at the same as far as them, but we only been doing this thing for 100 some odd years, which I thought was a profound statement. And to say that other people are subject to things, so there's no disparity, I think is foolish. Just to be 100% honest. So that's just thinking through the conversation. But I think we did I'll give us a 6 out of 10. Just in terms of how we assessed it. But I think our presupposition was the women before we got here. But I think that people that made it about the women, I think that they did a pretty good job of substantiating why they said it was the women. I think Shy had more opportunities today to push back, but he too tired.
Yeah, I was, man. I think when I realized it was gonna be the same thing, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of lost my mojo because I thought it was gonna be more of a factual thing, like we can actually assess moments in history. But it's kind of like what we always do. It's like the narrative talking point circle thing. But I mean, HAMP, I love what you're trying to do, bro. So I know we'll keep figuring it out. Maybe one day we'll do a show where we only can debate based off historical facts. Not a narrative that's like just words. We need a time in history and assess what happened when that moment happened.
Yeah, I think I disagree with your sentiment, even though it's tough to disagree how somebody feels about a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the people acknowledge different plights, Shad. I think they genuinely believe that regardless of the plights, we didn't have to leave each other. And I think they genuinely believe while assessing those plights, we just had to stick together through them. You see?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying a lot of times when we talk about the woman part, we talk about what happened when the welfare system came.
Yes.
It's literally 50 other moments that have happened since we got out of slavery.
Yes.
That contributed to where we are in 2026.
Yes.
So I'm saying if we taking the welfare and that's the only moment that got us to 2026, that's not an honest conversation.
Yeah. I think so. Here's what I heard, Shad. Welfare and feminism. Those two things were probably the biggest impactful things because of the welfare system with the thought that I could do it by myself, and then feminism still manning that, and then also opportunities to do so. And then what Arnold said, the outpacing thing is also true, along with the ideology being instilled, along with the disjoining of the 20% from the welfare system. So when I'm listening, I'm hearing it being put together, and then it's how we get to X. And if you get people to believe a thing, it don't even matter if it's true or not. See, people question like God, right, Shah? Here's how you know he real, because of what people are willing to do in his name. Right? So I think that, people doubt it, but what people are willing to do, i.e. the Crusades, lets you know how real he is, right? Because people will manifest whatever they think he's saying. So I think that the assessment, and we got to watch it back, but I think the things were considered, and it was kind of put together to get to a number larger than the 20%. Because I thought that was a hell of an argument that you made about how we hinging on 20% of people who are getting these benefits. But that, coupled with propaganda, coupled with ideology, coupled with out of wedlock children, and then who's instilling what in them. So when I was listening, that's kind of what I picked up.
I got you, brother. I understand.
Yeah. And I'm just bringing it, kind of summarizing everything, But I think one thing we did a poor job was like, are we hesitant to acknowledge the disparity? Like when something is like redlining, like why is it not okay for us to say, yeah, that fucked us up more than everybody else, regardless if they say they did it to everybody else? Like, it's not even about a victim thing. It's about, this is different because value, right? The jail is where we redlined at. So what's the value of that property? My houses are next to apartment buildings. So what's the value of that property? Those houses are next to the sewage plant. So what's the value of that property? Why can't we have that conversation? Not to say it had to stop us, but if it slows you down, you should acknowledge it. I don't know. They usually put a cone in the field to wherever the divots are.
The GI Bill. We mentioned the GI Bill. The soldiers went to war. When they came back, they couldn't get the benefits.
A lot of us are acknowledging that. We are acknowledging everything that you guys are saying as facts.
We didn't go.
Here's the thing. We're acknowledging those things as those contributing factors, but the kill shot, the thing that got us, that we can't recover from, is when the women divorce us. That's the kill shot. Everything else, all that shit, we could take them bullets. We can hit that contributed. We agree.
Mr. Fantastic. I'm sorry, 2K. Mr. Fantastic told me about the GI Bill the shit with when he could get the house and shit for free and all that.
It's education.
Ain't no free, nigga. Ain't no free, but
I gotta play. So he told me he got his house for free, education for free. They gave him a bike. They gave the nigga a bike, 2K.
A bike.
He don't pay no taxes. I said, who the fuck? Imagine having an 80-year head start with that shit.
Try
it contributes. Yeah. And no, I agree with my boy August, man. Like, I know Shaw, like, it was 50 more things that happened that, but like, it was a lot of terrorism attacks that happened, but it was the plane that went through the fucking building that knocked everything down. We talking about the big boy.
And I can't argue with y'all perception. I'm saying there has to be a way that we could actually like assess it, where all of us can come to the table and say, when we looked at it, we looked at the results, right? Yep, that's the one. I'm saying I don't know. Hemp is saying maybe he think that happened. I guess I'm saying I don't feel that we actually went through that kind of intellectual exercise to see how we can determine. Because what I'm saying, Hemp, if that's the case, when we leave the show, the 500 people that watch it better say, yeah, that's the kill shot. And here's how we assess it.
Yeah, I think presupposition will get most people every time. I think people come in wanting to hear what they already thought, and if that isn't confirmed, then they say fuck out of here for the most part. I think that I usually get edification just from listening. Like that 20% thing impacted the social welfare dissolution thing for me. I think the ideology thing is a speculative thing, but I think we see it when you do use quantifiable numbers about the lack of being married and the high rate of divorce.
Yeah. So I'm pushing back. I'm gonna do my due diligence. Y'all gonna have to deal with me. We're gonna come back and have this conversation. I'm gonna do the assessment. I'm gonna break ChatGPT to see how the thing with the kill shot. Because I'm not saying that I totally disagree with y'all. I'm just saying just to take it on face value without really assessing it. I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I'm gonna do my due diligence. And we'll come back.
I'm gonna tell you that's why you feel like the conversation went the way that it went, because you're not even able to acknowledge the things that we said to you. Like everybody,
I don't think you just heard what I said, Aaliyah. I don't think you heard what I just said. I said I'm accepting it, but I'm saying before I say it's a fact for me, I want to do some further. That's what scientists do with skeptical people. So that's just what we do.
All right. So but you came to the conversation already like that. So like you're just re-saying how you came into the conversation. You already came to the conversation like that. You already had the way you wanted the conversation to go and everything like that. You already had that preset position when you came onto the show. So the fact that the conversation didn't necessarily go in the route that you wanted it to go, you feel like it's not a progressive conversation, but it was actually a very productive conversation. And we walked through it. I feel like we walked through it, and I feel like I got a better understanding of both sides. I feel like the side that you're on, we acknowledged the things that y'all said, or certain people acknowledged the things that were being said, and we were trying to build off of that. It's just every time we're trying to build off of that, y'all don't agree with y'all don't agree with our position anyways. Y'all don't agree. So you're not even acknowledging what our position is for us to even continue said conversation. So the reason why you feel the way that you feel is because of how you came into the conversation. And then you don't even feel like it was a productive conversation in the first place. And now you're saying we're going to revisit this and I'm going to make sure I'm going to be on y'all. Like, it don't even have to be all of that. We can just walk through it again. And
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. You just tell me what you think I said. But okay, I'm gonna just say okay.
Listen. With ChatGPT, hold on. Let me just say this real quick to Shad. It's not a retort.
Oh my
Hold on. It's not a retort. I just want him to understand something. Shad, ChatGPT, especially the way you prompt it, the way you ask a question.
I was joking. I ain't gonna use ChatGPT. I was joking.
Even still, it's still, you can still use whatever you got to use because it's still a source, dog. Like, that shit still works. But I'm just saying, even if you use Gemini, whatever, because these sources you should use them because it's gonna help you get to the research faster. With ChatGPT and how you asking these AI those questions, the way you frame the question is gonna kick back to the shit it's gonna make you. And the thing about ChatGPT is being proven to be more leaning to the left. So the liberal talking points is going. You got to be careful of that. That's all.
Come on.
Let me finish my point. Tip. Don't be rude.
I shouldn't have said what I said. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Don't be rude. Let me finish the point, and I will concede to you, but don't be rude to me, okay? I'm not gonna be rude to you. All right, go ahead. You got it.
Thank you, August.
It's my fault, y'all. I really just ended. It's my fault. I was kind of making a long joke.
We're gonna end it here shortly.
All I was going to say is this. I really want us as Black people to come out of this. It's a hot, cold. Sometimes it's a yes and. There are a lot of nuances. So to what Aaliyah was saying, there's a point. To what Shah was saying, there's also a point of let me come back, get the statistics, and dig a little deeper. It's not to say that the whole conversation didn't have validity. It's to say,
I never said that.
And I want to go dig a little bit deeper. So I want for us to understand that the fullness of the panel is we all have different aspects. We all are coming in from this from different angles. And the fact is, as long as we're willing to have the conversation, if you four Black people, can push us forward. So there's my side, your side, I'm right, you're right. Nobody should be coming into communications with this. If you give a good point, there are often times when Fantastic irks the fuck out of my nerves. But I will say, a Fantastic follow me here. He's a conservative douchebag, but I'm on the conservative douchebag side because the things he was saying 2 years ago that I boxed this nigga out of, a lot of it is true. Sometimes people have foresight and experience that's a little bit above you. So instead of us trying to punch the lights out of each other, hold some space for some nuance because life gonna come at you fast, whether you 50 or you 23. Everything ain't all right and everything ain't all bad. And I would love to believe we all love Black people on this panel. So show more grace and a little bit of openness for everybody in everybody's opinion. Now go ahead, Hamp, say something slick, because I know you is big little brother, little pit bull. Go ahead, come at, because you're gonna say something. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't about to say nothing. You just said be nice. I guess. You're just saying whatever you're saying. It's all good.
Okay,
I mean,
exactly. I knew it was coming. Yeah, I'm just saying what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
say nothing. I'm trying not to fall asleep. I'm sick as a dog. What up, Miss Fantastic?
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, bro. Listen, we're not really here to agree. There's a lot of progress that can be made in disagreeing. Some of the best inventions we ever had came from disagreeing, right? At the end of the day, like I said, we all Black. We all want to see Black people get to a better place. I think we're just coming at it from different directions, and that has to be had. In law, there's prosecution and there's defense, right? If it was all one way, it'll always be the same result, right? So just having that understanding, man, I think this conversation was fruitful. We had a whole bunch of different perspectives and a whole lot of facts, factual things were here. Historical context was covered. Getting back to the main topic, though, from the Reaganomics aspect of it, I think just from that lens and sticking to the topic of the thing, A lot of these things pre-existed Reaganomics. Reaganomics was a turning point or a pivotal moment as to where a decision could have been made, and the wrong decision was made. That's where we saw a boom in divorce. Again, you can blame that on Reagan. I would definitely say that because that's something he brought along from California, no fault divorce and those things like that. Although the inflation and things were high at the time, do some research to see as to how and why that was the case. But ultimately, man, it comes down to what are we gonna do now, guys? Fuck the chicken, fuck the egg. We fucking human beings right now. What the fuck is we gonna do? And why are we still talking about the white man in 2026 when the Asian man done figured it out, the Arab man done figured it out, the Indian man done figured it out, the African man done figured it out, and we was here with the white man and we still don't know the playbook. I'm done.
Dr. G.
Man, I was with Fantastic all the way up until the end. All the way up until the end. I think it is certainly a systematic issue. We have been hit from the onset. We have been the psyop. Somebody said it from the onset. And we keep allowing the same thing to happen to us over and over again. It's just re-upping with the time. That's it. It's the same playbook. We're not even looking back at history as a prediction for what's going to happen next. We're not even using the history to say, okay, this is what happened. So based on that, we can predict that this is what's next. We're not doing that because we still arguing about videos from the 70s. You see what I'm saying? I think that we have the capacity to make a difference, Hamp. I think that, like most of us have said, it's people like the people on this panel that can come together and make the difference. But we got to be addressing the right enemy. And I don't think we're in alignment with that. We're still pointing the arrow at each other instead of looking outside of ourselves and seeing that we're a part of an experiment. We just are, and we keep falling for it because we don't look at the history to make a prediction for the future.
Shaw, you got a final thought?
Yeah, man. I just want to say, just clarify if I presented it, if I don't think what happened tonight was progressive and productive. Like I said, I have the utmost respect for what HAMP is creating. So it's never thought that what I think what we're doing isn't productive. I think again, like I'm still learning how to adjust to conversations and the way I kind of see how to solve problems, right? And I think what I have shown, right, me and Ms. Fantastic have gone at it, and we still remain like cool. So there's no sides. We black people. There's no sides in this to me. We have disagreements. We look at problems differently, but to me, there's no side. At the end of the day, y'all niggas just like me, and we all got to get to the same place. We all we got. So if I got to fight with y'all intellectually, that's cool. And then I come back to the drawing board. So you know what, August? Hey, your point was stronger than mine, bro. When I did my research, I got to say, bro, I think I did come to the conversation believing one thing, but I did some further research, and I can concede and say, bro, you was right on this one. And that's what we should do.
That's what we
that's what we should do. So I just want to make that clarification. Like it's that's what it always is with me.
Indeed. Strada.
What's good? I'll take it back to the first video. I looked at them in a circle as like a study group, but we have to get to the point where we're showing our work. We can't keep having the same conversation 30 more years from now. Yeah. We got to start showing our work in a way that makes sense. These are great conversations. I would love to see all of us that are listening, all those that are on this panel, to continue to show your work in your actual life, right? Bring us back something tangible so it can change the convo. That's all I ask. But these are great conversations. Wouldn't trade them for nothing. It beats me, channel surfing some other bullshit. So I'd much rather be here going back and forth with y'all about what I love most, my people. It's cool. I'll do it every day. It's cool. But we got to show our work a little more. That's all.
Indeed. August?
I'm going to just say that when something strikes you emotionally, you have to, as a black community, because we've been conditioned to follow our emotions. We've been programmed by our mothers to follow our emotions and put feels before reals. When something strikes you emotionally, that's a signal that you need to look into that a little bit more and be open-minded, because you would be surprised at what you found. I think that everybody has to continue to be intellectually honest about things and keep the emotions out of things and remember that you are subject to the program and you're not above the program. You are subject to it, and keep that in mind when you're addressing or assessing situations.
Indeed. Aaliyah?
I think today was a good conversation. I like to listen. I just like listening to both sides just so I could get a better understanding. I am young, so that's why I tend to listen to these conversations because I want to help my generation. Like I want my generation to be better. So I come to these conversations really coming from a place of wanting to understand because I want to better my generation. And I think just to build that gap or bridge the gap between the older generation and the younger generation, I think it's useful to not try to diminish like each other's side or sides, arguments, whatever wording makes you feel comfortable. Um, just not trying to diminish each other, and that's just that. Like I'm just here to listen. This was a great conversation, and yeah.
Indeed. 2K. Can't hear you.
I can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, books are usually written by the victors. I just want y'all to keep that in mind when y'all read all these books and giving yourself knowledge. Is it?
Read a book, nigga.
Is it my turn?
Tiff?
Nobody plans with the family feuds, and I'm rooting for everybody black.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm
Mic
trying.
drop.
Hold on now. I'm trying
Mic
to act
drop,
like
Tiff.
I wasn't raised by a single mother, but Tiff, like you got to understand, bro. Like I'm really gonna have to have a conversation with your husband if you keep on. You know that, right? You know that, right? And I think I've been more than fair. I'm respecting you. But how many times can you push that button, Tiff? I am a man, a black man. So you gonna respect that.
What are you saying? Like, did you not get the reference of nobody win when the family feuds? That's what I'm saying. No. And I root for everybody black. Issa Rae. It's two pop cultures seep in blackness. So I don't know why you didn't get it. And if it went over your head, that's fine. Because there's no disrespect to you, your family, or your wife. You take care of your family. You take care of your wife. You have certain standards in your home. And I'm not pushing against it. So again, I'm not. I don't have any respect for you.
I'm telling you like that. Your husband. He will have to suffer for what the fuck you saying. Keep on, Tiff.
What?
That is not a threat. That is a promise. You saying that we can pull up. And disrespect Tiff.
I'm gonna need because at this point again, at no point did I say anything. I said nobody win when the family feuds.
Yeah, he said, "Hey, leave the families out of it." That's all.
Seriously,
leave the families out of it. There's a thing about families out of it. You have to leave the families out of it, right? When you start mentioning people families, you don't get to then make a decision about how they feel about it or when or how long that marinates. So here's what we're gonna do: leave the families out of it. Agreed, 2K?
Absolutely.
Agreed, Tiff?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
I literally
Good
said
enough.
that's a
Good
quote.
enough. That's the key. Yeah, that's the key.
But that's a quote. Like he took it personal, and
So
I said,
are you gonna? Are you see?
Shit you said earlier that never needed to be said.
Hold on, Miss Fantastic. That don't help nothing. 2K said agreed. Tiff, you agree, right?
Sure.
I like to exacerbate an issue and then don't got the skin, the weapons, brawn, or brain to deal with what happens when we go too far with shit. So just listen to what I'm saying. Both people agreed. That's it. Li with the 20 ball says, perfect. Great conversation, great panel. I think Aaliyah might be my new internet crush and cold with it. Great conversation as always. Li, that's crazy, bro. You come out the clouds for fucking Aaliyah, my nigga. What about me? God damn it. Aaron with the $2 says, it won't stop until Eastern problems become Western. AL with the $5 says, fantastic. Did the other groups figure out the system or did they send their best who had the intention and plan of coming here? Aaron with the $2 says, Shad, no funny. I heard you say you was going to do that before. I think you're talking about the research thing. And then Jay Miller said you don't listen well. You want to respond to this? He said, okay. As Abe in the $2. August, you didn't say your wife was submissive. When did he not say that?
Man, my wife is 1000% submissive. Matter of fact, when we did the show, I pointed the mic to her and they asked her who in charge, and she said that nigga right there.
Yeah, she did. Nas with it, that show's still up. Nas with the $10 says modern problems come from mistaken quote unquote new for progress. I agree with that. We often discard the quote unquote simple that's once anchored communities. Too often, what we treat as obsolete was actually something worth preserving. I agree 100%. WWN podcast with the $10 salute says, I want to hear from 2K. I hope you got to hear him, good brother.
That's Kai.
Oh, that's Kai. What up, Kai? Hey, somebody watch Kai, boy. Kai, Salute to the DPMO morning show, man. Be nice with the $2. Stop confusing 2K, Hamp. All these big words.
I got a word bank for this show.
And with the $2, Aaliyah is if I'm just a girl was a person. Hey, yeah, with the $2, root cause lack of trust and know-it-all syndrome. Yeah, man, I think it was fruitful for sure. I think we just got to continue to try to progress. And like you said, I think how Nas said it is uberly important. There's things that we used to do that probably still make a whole lot of sense. But I definitely learned a lot from y'all points. And I do think the listening was pretty good tonight. Like I said, I think people just believe genuinely in what they saying. I don't think people are trying to force it, you know. But there's definitely there's especially a few spots that we gotta spend a little bit more time in. So
hey, can you teach me how to say that one word before we get out here? That I sort of like a renda, the shit you be saying. I've been wanting to say that shit since I started coming on here.
Yeah, well, it means mode of operation.
Yeah.
Okay, can you say it? I was in speech class.
Modus,
oper,
randi,
modus operandi.
Yeah, but you already knew that.
I'm finna go downstairs and fuck something up.
You speaking Latin. You go downstairs speaking Latin.
Yeah.
Hey man, hell of a combo, man. Okay, Leah, you got one more. And it's a girl. Angie with the $2 says, "Is Aaliyah with someone or scouting?" You want to respond to this? What the hell?
Oh, sorry. I have a man. So.
What the hell you doing all that for? Why you was
My mic wasn't working. I had took out the mic that I was using for the rest of the show, and so it wasn't working. And then I had to just make it work.
So, okay, got
technology. You know, I'll be having my Come on, Hamp. You do this to me every show.
Yeah, man. There's some bad technology people here for sure, man.
Yeah,
my technology got better. That's not true.
Great job, guys. Friday. It's almost a conversation that's slightly adjacent to this. It's about taking extreme measures and what was it?
– choosing better options or whatever, the whole thing.
Oh, why the nerds aren't considered.
Yeah, shout out to Ari Lennox, by the way.
What she said?
I'll send it to you.
Ari did something bad?
Just tell us.
Yet again, proving
that she used to like toxic niggas. I mean,
she did something phenomenal. She did something phenomenal. She was honest. She was honest.
She want nerves now. She didn't say nerves, but she said something. I don't know. Was it nerves?
Same shit Fantastic said on fucking Monday, but no, I may be making shit up. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Ari,
you do making shit up, man.
We know that shit though. That ain't nothing new. Already been telling her.
Smoking on this drought. See? You don't care. You don't judge me, you love me. That's why I keep you near.
You know what this chorus is? I popped that pussy for you tonight. So she been telling us. She was high when she said smoking on this dro. So just listen to her.
It was worse with her and Jasmine Sullivan. That's the better version, but okay, never mind.
Yeah, that album is fire though. I ain't gonna lie.
First time I heard that song, I was like, dee, 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 dee. You heard it?
Hey, and before we go, I just wanted to let the women know I was waiting on them to be benevolent. Like, so for 4 weeks in a row, I kind of let that attack happen just to prove my point that nobody will come to the defense of a black man if you are a black woman. So I just wanted to let you know, Dr. G, you failed me. Women in the comments, you failed me. And just wanted to show y'all the wickedness of y'all ways, but not saying nothing about that.
You know, 2K, in all honesty, you might have a point there. I thought it was a jostle back and forth between the two of y'all. But listen, when you're right, you're right. I'll say that, because it just didn't make me feel good to hear. But I don't think that last comment was towards you, but it has happened in the past, so you have every right to think that it might have. So I'll give you that.
That's cool. No worries.
It's hard to know when to jump in on certain things sometimes, though, because, I don't know. But anyway, I give it to you.
All right.
Yeah, it was funny when Dr. G heard 2K say everybody submit. It's like she was a kid Christmas morning.
She got so excited.
That ain't even no secret. Like, it.
But they don't. But 2K, nobody ever says it. It's not a secret, but nobody ever says it.
We don't agree with him.
No,
that's why we don't say it.
Well,
check this
but
out.
That's the whole problem, Hamp.
Ask Hamp what time you come in at night. What time you come in the house?
What you mean?
What time do you got to be in at the crib?
Whenever I want to be in.
Nah. You there by a certain time. That's submission.
What? That's not true though.
You not out.
It's a good point. I think you got a good point, Hamp. You can't be out when you want to be out. Can you?
What?
Yes. You submitting.
I'm a professional DJ. What are you saying?
No. That's different. You going to a job. I'm saying, can you just move? Can you just come in when you feel like it? When you got nothing going on?
Yes, I could. I don't. Is that what you're saying?
You don't.
Out of respect for your wife.
He don't want to. That's not what that is. He just don't.
All married niggas are simps. Y'all have a good night.
Niggas are simps. Like, stop that. Like, we all submit, bro. That's just what it is, my nigga.
Nah, that ain't submission. Me having a fucking bedtime is crazy, 2K.
I tell y'all, we lose basic human rights.
But having that $3,000 coat rack, that might be considered submission.
What you mean?
Hey, so August and 2K
Peloton.
You know what I mean?
Wait, so you saying buy her something that she wanted? Is that submission?
And it ain't even being used for what it's for.
Y'all do a lot
you
of
got
shit
that.
like
You got that robot too. You got a robot there. Yeah, another submission. Come on now.
How is that? You got good stuff. That don't even make sense.
All right. It looks different. Submission looks different between the men and the women.
So if I buy her a purse from Marshalls, now I'm not submitting, right?
That's
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying submission look different between the men and the women. It looks different.
You buy something somebody want, you say that don't even make sense.
Okay.
Well, if your wife come in there and give you a look right now, you're gonna be like, all right, y'all, we gotta go. That's you getting with the program, whether you know it or not.
You said that don't happen. Like, not doing that shit.
Don't let
You don't know what's happening over there, August?
You can come in and give me a look, and nothing's gonna change. I'm busy.
Oh, you saying?
Oh my God!
You buy somebody a gift.
Y'all don't even be honest. Y'all make marriage seem like the pits.
No, nobody's saying that. Y'all making it seem like some bullshit.
No, y'all make it seem like the pits.
You saying showing love is submission. Y'all perverse and shit.
Hell, when you don't throw them clothes,
want to see her happy is submission.
No, it ain't.
Giving her what she wants.
When she tell you to put them clothes out the fucking floor into the hamper, guess what you doing? You better than me, my nigga. That's submission. This what you have to do is hey, we submit.
It is like
y'all making the word submission like a curse word.
Yeah,
it's not a curse word.
No, because what 2K
Nah, here's honor. Did you not hear that?
Here's what he's doing, Aaliyah.
Why you say my name like that? You be pissing me off, low key. I be trying to let you rock, but
like what 2K said, if you can't win the fight, you really can't call the shots. So Aaliyah, until you could beat me up. It is
Oh
what it
my
is.
God. You can just say my name right.
Yo,
Aaliyah.
2K. Here's what you gotta realize, beloved. That's all she gonna remember from the whole conversation now.
That's not
Is
true.
that not you?
Oh, I was about to say.
The nigga with the dreads and all that.
Oh.
Yo, that's all she gonna remember from the whole conversation, 2K. Is
That's
2K
so important.
saying everybody submit. You know that, right? You know that's how it goes.
It's so important.
You
and
know
it's
that's how it goes.
fundamental
The
to the
entire
next step to
conversation
this
is
piece.
lost.
I thought you took us
It's
two steps.
important.
You took us all the way back to the start just with that one
No,
sentence.
it's important.
Okay, you
And it's
know that. You
fundamental
know
to
that,
the
bro.
next step of the piece of the puzzle.
We had
I could tell a lie,
and
bro.
then you do that every time.
We do submit.
And have listen, it looks different. It looks different. It's not the
Is it
same
submission
between the
or
men and the
respect?
But it's
women.
not submission. Yo,
Is
here's the
it
thing.
submission or respect?
No, respect flows, right? It's benevolence, it's love.
Benevolence.
It's all that stuff. It's benevolence. Now, 2K.
Are they synonymous?
You think this.
I don't think so.
Nah. Take this walk with me, 2K.
Okay, that walk.
And rewind back to the time you was talking your shit. I'm Dr. G, right? I want you at any point you feel like say we both submit. Ready? Just talk and then say we both submit. Go. I'm Dr. G.
I'm Dr. G. We both submit.
See? Talk, 2K. Talk some more.
Dr. G, what's the word, my G? We both submit, Dr. G.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it, right?
It didn't matter, yo, bro. No.
It did kind of look like that. I ain't gonna lie.
That's exactly what it is. You was talking submission about women submitting. She was like, "No, we both submit." Yes.
Crazy.
You can look at the tape, it's on camera.
Listen, y'all, we gotta come to terms right here. And until we both, it's not gonna happen. That's all I'm saying. We gotta meet right here.
That's the honest
That's it.
That's the most honest thing. Yeah, that's the honest truth. If
that's the most honest thing I said all night.
if men don't do it too, women ain't doing it. That's a fact.
Yo, here's the thing.
Don't even submit to the same shit.
Dr. G, here's the thing you gotta understand. This shit ain't never gonna be even. It's not gonna be 50-50. You understand?
I'm not suggesting it.
No, men.
never be a
Well,
balance.
I'm just
It'll never be a
clarifying, right?
Right. I'm not suggesting.
We ain't even expecting no yin and yang shit. But even when you assess the yin and the yang, it's not even. You see, we just need what we need from y'all. We don't mind giving y'all 80%. But if it's 20% we asking for, that's what we asking for. And if we say a submission, don't make our submission. You see, it minimizes how important submission is to us. You see, that's why I'm pushing.
I understand that, right? And it's not my goal to. I'm not trying to diminish anything. I'm not trying to diminish anything.
One more time. Hey, go ahead, talk, 2K.
Stop it.
Hey, hell, look, Aaliyah got one more time to talk crazy. We're gonna go out the battle rapper. Nobody else can write her bar. Just me and her. She gotta write her own bar.
What's up?
Nobody write her own. She gotta write her own bar. One more time, Aaliyah. We're gonna have a battle rap event. I got you.
Y'all gonna have a rap
I just be saying.
Nah, you
Sean.
good,
I
you
just
good,
be
you
saying.
Aaliyah gonna slip on them Timbs and get busy, man.
Nah, we're gonna have a battle rap event, man. She gotta write her
I
own
mean, I know
bars.
how to
man.
rap, so whenever you ready, we could do that.
Damn, son.
Yeah, she make okay. All right, say less.
Aaliyah can't
Say less.
And that was a
we
bar.
gonna figure out the date. We're gonna figure out the date.
Sean,
Come on.
I don't never duck no smoke. When y'all ever see me duck smoke? Never.
For sure.
When you dropping that feet pick documentary?
Why you? Hold on, you gotta.
Pimping with shot.
Wow.
That's crazy. Bye, y'all.
I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And we out.
Yeah. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dance and jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, bro, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute